Oh boy. Did I do
Oh boy.
Did I do it right?
Oh.
Did I? Fun fact,
Oh.
I was about to be like, hey everyone, I'm going to tell this to all of my cast members live. I didn't bring my character sheet with me to Canada, but I did actually, and we're okay, so we're fine. Actually, it's fine.
I didn't. I recreated mine.
Really?
Yeah, I've got +2 on everything.
That's so
really?
interesting. That's so interesting. How's your relationship with
seven-
Ezra?
I'm in my seventh year.
Oh,
Ezra's still
nice.
at -2.
You're plus 500 to Sizzle.
Yeah, I was like, what's your Ezra
That was
relationship
confirmed.
have, buddy? That's
Oh, rolled.
They're actually sworn enemies by this point. You're 7. Oh, disgusting.
I'm not excited. Like, is there a way to make relationships go lower? You know best, Ed. Is there a way to make them go lower on this stay at -2?
Everyone sort of goes through regular trauma each episode, so I see no reason why we can't lean into that in the mechanics.
Regular.
You know what? I can see a couple of reasons. Number one, my feelings would be hurt. Number two, but hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Fifth House. Thank you for joining us. I'm so sorry about the delay. What?
My camera is shifted like I'm on the left side.
Well, somebody kept screaming about fisting earlier, and so I couldn't get her
why
to
would you
frame
do that,
properly.
Mika?
Oh.
It was me.
You know what? Let me try and
I just-
adjust everybody a little.
I
teens.
wanted to share my love for fisting with
Yes,
everyone.
like about that.
Right. That's great.
I think it's
Yes.
comforting.
The
Mika, we're done.
yeah.
It's like, hell yeah, I'm with you.
All right.
Like,
Yes,
Wait,
girl,
isn't it-
I'm with
isn't it-
you.
yes, girl.
Okay, I'm done. We're 11.
Bonk, bonk. We need more bonks.
Also, Winry was like, oh, I love that Mika like committed and brought the fit with her. I also brought my outfit. It just stinks. And I didn't know that because I have no sense of smell. And I
Yeah, mine
realized,
stinks
Well,
too.
wait, literally. Oh.
like, I haven't I wear it only for this and I forget to put it in the laundry. And I was very worried that it would smell bad. So I'm just going to presume that it does and not put Tom through the trauma. Also, Ed, can you speak, my love?
Yes, I can.
You're very quiet.
Oh,
Sort it out.
all right.
Sorted out.
Another
We are
30 minutes
super
later.
professional today. It's fine.
How's this?
You have like
How's
30
this?
seconds.
How's this?
Okay.
How's this?
That's good. That's good.
That's good. Yeah. Okay.
I'm excited for us all to the next season. We're going to be crowdfunding. Ed's setup is not bad by any means. It's very good. It's perfectly
Could be
serviceable.
better, though.
But I think I'm about to feel modest, and I was going to say next season we're going to crowdfund like a nice camera and mic for Ed, and I was expecting you to be all like, "Oh no, you're too much," whereas you're like, "Yeah, I could do the
Yeah,
Shure
no,
SM7B.
if we could, yeah.
That'd be why next season? Why
Do you
not
mind
this
if we get a
season?
ring light going?
Two, so that the shadows aren't uneven on my face. Actually, two would be.
It's all very flammable as well. If we could sort that out as well, that would be.
That would be good. Yeah,
that's
that's
a
okay.
recurring problem.
Jesus. But I miss this so much. I hate it here.
Same.
But yeah, I hope we're having a lovely day. We are excited to jump into another episode of this, and hopefully there'll be no more technical issues or anything like that. If there is, bear with me and be nice to me. I'm under a lot of pressure right now. I'm in quarantine, and
If you need to be mean to me. I can take it.
yeah, you take it real well,
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
Anyway,
so,
back to fisting.
No, that's not.
Wait, whenever I pick up the sorting hat. So about the
Sam, no.
All right, let's go. I got that.
You would know much.
I'm
What
out,
are you
kids.
doing?
Are we about to roleplay this? I just pulled the voice out.
Oh no.
Wait, no, I don't want to touch that.
So, the creator of these wonderful voices, Ed, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience, you sinful
Well,
cretin?
Yeah, I'm scared of Sam now, but I'm Ed. I try and shepherd this chaos as best as I can, and I love all 5 beans very, very much. They are everything to me. So thank you. That's me. That's me.
That's lovely. That's very sweet. And then also Mika, my love. Can you introduce yourself? You're not in trouble. It's all right.
I thought Mika was in trouble too.
I was like,
This is where we kill you.
I'm
off,
glad I give
actually.
that aura. That's nice. That empowers me. I'm glad you're scared a little.
I was like, what
Hi,
did Mika do?
I'm Mika. I'm not in trouble. I'm playing Magnus, who's also not in trouble. And
What
That's all I
what
got.
happened at the end of the last episode? Like, are we vibing?
We'll
We're
find out
okay.
with the recap.
That's true. Okay,
wait, I actually
Sam.
don't remember.
All
where
right.
It's been 2 days longer than when my memory was working.
Literally, it doesn't work anymore. And it's Sam, my love.
I'm Sam. I play Sissel, who might be in trouble. I don't
Yeah,
know what
she's
else is
doing
new.
some things.
Nothing new there.
She's investigating. Mika, you're a little bit quiet apparently.
Well, there's some white boy messing with the knobs, so
Wish a white boy would mess with my knobs.
Oh.
Your government.
yeah, my government issued white boy is back.
I really enjoyed when it was like both
Should
me
all
and
the
Mika
sound knobs.
were sitting here and we had just a brunette white guy leaning over in the other side of the frame. Like both of us had a guy leaning over trying to fix up mixers. But Sam, did you even introduce yourself yet? I don't even know.
Yeah, I did.
You
I'm Sam.
That's great,
I'm
baby.
Sissel.
You're amazing. And Ezra, D-Tune.
Hi, I'm D-Tune. I play Ezra, and Ezra's gonna try their best, even though this entire series has just been traumatic for Ezra. But it's fine. D-Tune. I stream horror games and stuff like that, and I'm gonna try my best to maintain this episode.
Hells yeah, you're doing amazing. And Bella.
I'm Bella, and I play V, Violet, but she goes by V, and she's a nice little weird lady, little weird mini person.
Weird, the girl. I love her. She's amazing. She gives me the vibes of like those art teachers in high school that wear like super long dresses, like skirts, and are really boho.
Wait, are you calling me out? That is my word.
Those lovely, wonderful art teachers who are the best.
No, you can keep the same adjectives. It's true. Like, it's fine. I accept.
But yeah, V is a sweetie, and I'm Holly, aka Bread Witchery, and I'm very off my game because I haven't streamed in like a week, and I was stuck in a hotel for 3 days, so I'm a little out of it. I'm in a box right now. But I play Dot, who's a very sweet little ADHD creature. And I will say one thing that I really find very funny that I don't know if we'll actually get to, but I just want everyone to know, is the fact that Dot is really mean to Magnus's brother only because Magnus doesn't like his brother, and Dot has no actual feelings towards the brother at all. But now Magnus and the brother have made up, and I really want Dot and the brother to interact, and for her to be like, I hate you, you suck actually, right, Magnus? And for Magnus to be like, yes,
Not anymore. The bit's over.
the bit's done.
Magnus, didn't you tell me that your brother stinks and pees the bed? Oh, please, don't say that.
What was that name he kept writing in his journal? Wasn't it like it had like hearts around it and stuff? What was that?
Stupid. Please.
Anyway, I'm gonna let go and let Ed take charge because I sound like a crazy person today.
Well, huge shout out to Chris Ianiti for this system. We're very sorry we're putting our name to it. You can find it at Lux Steven on Twitter. And to oh God, I always get this wrong. Feslian Studios for all of the wonderful music this episode. Let's get in. What's the worst that can happen? Sit back and join us as we continue our very in-canon continuation of the wonderful world of Harry Potter in our 7th and penultimate episode of the 5th House. Chapter 8. Deep Roots. Noticing that Sissel was gone, after being woken by Peeves stealing ties in the middle of the night from the Ravenclaw dormitories, Violet met with the others in the morning, all of them unsure of where their friend had gone. And so splitting up, Dot and Violet approached Filch, doing their utmost to play good witch, bad witch with the caretaker, while Ezra went off to question the portraits, eventually meeting the acquaintance of the inimitable Sir Cadogan. But while they did this, Magnus sought out Sissel's brother, Shannon, and revealed he believed he knew where Sissel was. And meanwhile, trapped in the depths of the 5th house, Sissel lay alone and paralyzed in the darkness, unable to escape, let alone move. But as she lay there, she realized she was not alone. Peeves, the poltergeist, had come in search of her, and dragging her out, he realized that he recognized the old, disused common room. And as Sissel was brought out, Magnus led the group to the 7th floor, and they were all met once more. But as the others ran to fetch Madame Abbott, Dot heard Peeves mumbling that the one who took his memory all those years ago was not alone, but was accompanied by the only other creature than Peeves who had been there since the beginning of Hogwarts' founding, the now catatonic hat of Godric Gryffindor. And after a stern telling off from Madame Abbott, and with Shannon making them promise to tell Professor McGonagall, the group awkwardly left the 7th floor, with Sissel avoiding Ezra in particular. But after a surprisingly frank conversation involving a lot of attacks on Magnus's character, the group headed off to their respective dormitories. On the following day, after a day of classes, Shannon decided to make good on his promise to Dot and teach them all some Quidditch. Before heading off, however, Ezra pulled Sissel to one side in the hope of seeing how she was, and after some convincing, she revealed the truth. The man who had trapped her in the 5th house was Ezra's father. And not only that, but years ago, the same man had tricked her into drinking the draught of living death in Diagon Alley. As Ezra was left alone to process this, and in doing so, finding himself becoming a knight of the realm by the power invested in Sir Cadogan, Shannon took the rest of the group to a small clearing near the Forbidden Forest, and meeting another Hufflepuff student along the way, Tiberius Wood, talked the groups through the basics of Quidditch, with Dot in particular excelling in their chosen role of Seeker. But as they practiced, and as Sissel eventually joined, they were met by 2 others, Ian and Magnus's brother Ian. James and Magnus's brother Ian, hand in hand. And confronting James, as an awkward Ian tried to make small talk, Sissel revealed that his father's invisibility cloak had been stolen. And more than that, it was one of the Deathly Hallows. So heading back to the school and to the Great Hall for dinner, Magnus was ushered to one side by Ian, asking that he not tell their parents about his relationship with James, if only because it is the only thing that he has that's just for him. Things came to a head as they argued about Ian's lie to their family about Magnus being sorted into Gryffindor, and apologizing for his behavior in the most Ian way possible. The 2 brothers achieved something approaching a resolution before awkwardly parting ways. And meanwhile, heading to the 2nd floor, Sissel arrived at Professor McGonagall's office. Let in by Professor Flitwick, she was left waiting while the headmistress was summoned. But as she waited, after a brief but pleasant conversation with the portrait of the previous headmaster, Albus Dumbledore, her attention turned to something else in the room, the sorting hat. And taking it off its shelf, for the first time in weeks, it began to stir, and asked her what she desired to know. Now, in the Great Hall, Magnus, you re-enter and you see that your friends are still sat at the table with Dot, with Bimby still on their lap. And as you're walking in, you hear a familiar voice. Magnus? And you turn and you see Vlad behind you, and next to him, the Hufflepuff student that you met during your time in the Hufflepuff rooms, Rose Trickwick. Their brown, broccoli-like hair bouncing up and down as they walk side by side with Vlad. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Vlad. How are you?
Yeah, good. We've been studying in the we've been getting some bit of a head start on potions, making sure Professor Young can't pick us up on anything. And Vlad just looks and I saw you walk off with Ian. Is everything okay?
I guess okay is a good word for it now. There's still a lot to talk about with him, but we've kind of reached an understanding in a way. He's
Good.
still the worst, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, we don't like Ian.
No, but he's got a lot on his plate. I'm kind of excited to see where it goes.
Okay. Speaking of plates, I'm hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. Have you had dinner?
No, not yet. Actually, that would be really great to get dinner together
Mm-hmm.
and hear about everything, because I know I've been busy these last couple of weeks.
Oh, it's okay. We we saw you, and Rose goes, yeah, well, we saw you flying outside.
Oh yeah. Cecil, she's in Ravenclaw. Her brother told me and Dot that he'd teach us a little bit under the radar.
That's amazing. Well, I was wondering if, because I saw that Dot was practicing seeking. I was wondering if I could maybe have a word with her about, because I love watching the Seekers, and I just, I think based
But
on,
I think she'd really like that. She likes to talk a lot.
well, that makes two of us. Shall we grab dinner, Vlad? If you don't, no, that's okay. Rose is my we're friends now.
Can I try to see if there's anything deeper than that?
Yeah, sure. Make a read between the lines. Check.
Alrighty. Read between the lines is hard. Oh. Okay. I got a 1.
Vlad is quite difficult to read, and he seems quite nervous around Rose, but to be honest, he is nervous around a lot of people, even yourself. But they appear to be friends, and moreover, as you see him standing there with Rose, Rose is incredibly genuine with everyone, and you get the impression that regardless of what this friendship is, Vlad's in good hands.
Right. I can go grab Dot and meet you guys in the Great Hall if you'd like.
Well, I think I see Bimby. So I think if Rose, you don't mind sitting on the the Slytherin table. No, of course not. If you lot don't mind.
Oh no, we're actually really great friends with the Ravenclaw crew.
Oh, well, we can just continue to,
But any other house? No.
Oh, well, yeah. No, obviously, Ian, right? He's the one we don't like.
Right. Well, mostly right now it's James Potter, but I've got some things that I'm planning to really get back at that one. So.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, you're fine to sit with us at Slytherin.
Okay, lovely. Lead the way.
I lead the way.
And the rest of you watch as Magnus comes back, having been taken away to one side by Ian and followed by Vlad and Rose, who, as they approach, Dot, you see, just kind of looks excitedly at you and waves, and shuffling next to you, I saw you chasing a snitch.
Dot is very focused on some arts and crafts that she's currently working on. She's got like a little marker, and she's like got like glue and stuff like on the table. She's like, yeah, why?
Well, I just, obviously we're not allowed to, fly outside of lessons, but when we were in the library, we saw you, and I love watching the Seekers. I was wondering, because you seem really good. Where'd you get the brooms from?
A friend gave me the brooms because maybe other people aren't allowed to do Quidditch, but I was allowed to, and I had a friend give us the brooms. Why did you want to play with them, or?
Well, I mean, I'd love to see more of you lot in action. You were great. I mean, and I'm saying that as someone who's watched a fair amount of Quidditch in my time, but like.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the
good.
Seeker next year. What is this? Wait, what are your parents magic, or are they not magic?
One magic, one not.
Okay, so if you help me with this, then you can come watch me play Quidditch more if you want.
All right, help you with
Does this
with what?
look like a phone to you? And she's gonna hold up like a little cardboard thing that she's like strapped together and is like trying to like she's trying to make like a cardboard phone. But do I have to roll to check how good the phone is?
You've asked, you will.
Okay.
So do a
How artistic is she?
do a treat wounds. That's kind of like bandaging and like sellotape and stuff.
Got 0 on that one, haven't I? So let's just do that roll. That's a 4, so
It's certainly phone-like, and you see Rose just sort of tilt their head a bit. Yeah, sort of in a
okay.
certain light. Who you making it for? Someone? Or?
It's for a friend, and they really liked my phone that I told them about. I don't have a phone here, but they really liked a phone that I told them about, and I said I would get them a phone, and I want to talk to them, and I thought I could start the conversation by giving them the phone. But I don't have a phone because they're not allowed in Hogwarts, so I wouldn't have a phone here. But I wanted to give them one that works just as well. Is there like a spell you could maybe do? Because I'm not very good at magic, but you're probably better. You're probably better than me. You are better than me. If you wanted to.
I'm not that good. I'm pretty good with the potions, and Vlad just goes.
Yeah.
Magnus is very good.
I know Magnus is very good with magic. Yeah, I was gonna ask him. But I thought maybe if you wanted to help me as well, because I feel like I asked Magnus a lot for stuff, and I just didn't want to bother him. So.
I can try and help.
Okay.
Yeah, now I can give it a go as well.
Okay. It doesn't. It has to be shiny. That's all that really matters. If you can make it more shiny.
Okay. Well, tell you
you.
what, we'll try and rustle something up between us
Okay.
next couple of days if you want.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But thank you for saying that I'm good at seeker stuff.
No, that's okay. Not a problem. And over on the other table, Ezra and V, you see Magnus return and sit over on the Slytherin table. Is there anything that you're wanting to do as you sit and eat?
Magnus is just gonna make sure V is doing okay.
What was the last bad thing that happened to me?
That's true.
Which one? There's the multitudes. Probably some.
Ezra is also kind of reluctant to tell V about the information I found out about my father. So I imagine Ezra is just kind of glancing over at V, making sure V's eating and feeding Bunny as I'm kind of just moving my food around my plate.
Ezra, are you sad?
What? No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
You usually eat your food in big bites, and right now you're wiggling everything together, and your foods are not supposed to touch. If my peas and my potatoes are touching, I can't eat it anymore. You're mixing it crazy. What is wrong?
I did make potatoes. There's just a lot on my mind, and I don't know how to talk about it right now, but I promise once I figure it out, you'll be the first person I tell.
Is everything okay? Are you dying?
No, okay. I
Who's
don't want to
dying?
I don't want to worry you. I'm okay. I'm not hurt. I'm okay, and I'm healthy, and I'm fine, and I just
Did you get a new best friend?
No, never. You are literally my best friend. I feel like you're the only one that really knows me, and I feel like I know you, and I just, as soon as I figure out in my head how to talk about it, I promise you're the first person I will tell.
Okay, well, if you want, you can tell your owl first, because I tell all my deepest secrets to Bunny first, because she doesn't care. I could tell her I committed 1 million crimes, and she'd still be my best friend.
But V, you haven't committed 1 million crimes though, right?
No, I'm a minor. It doesn't affect me.
Ezra's reaching to make sure the knife is still in my pocket. Okay, that's good to know. If you do commit one crime, you have to tell me though, because that's the best friend thing.
I will. A first crime I commit here, I'll tell you.
But
And second one, and third, and fourth, and 17th, and 700th, and 1,000th, and 3,567, and 10 millionth crime. I'll tell you, I'll have a party for that one.
okay, party at 10 million. But we'll make sure we don't do any crimes. And because then you won't be able to be a knight if you do a bunch of crimes. And I want you to be a knight with me, because then we could be Knight Ezra and Knight V, and then we can help people together. And then
But
Bunny
what
can
if
be
they
a
don't know
squire.
about the crime? Because sometimes I've done a crimes and nobody knows, so it's fine. It's a good
How-
crime, maybe, if it's secret.
How about you, if you don't do any crimes for the next 2 weeks, as I'm just pushing it down the line, I'll go get us some snacks right now, and
I've
I'll get Bunny
stolen
some
so many
snacks.
pumpernickels back in, but that was a long time ago. That's when I was 7. I've changed. But I
You
hope
have
you're...
changed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get us snacks, and then we won't do crimes for 2 weeks, and then after that we will look again to see if we can do crimes again. But for 2 weeks, if I get us snacks, we won't do crimes.
Okay, deal.
Okay. I'm just frantically trying to find sweets.
So, as Ezra heads off in the direction of wherever there may be sweet treats within the Great Hall, Cecil, up in Professor McGonagall's office, as the sorting hat rests in your hands, the folds of its fabric blinking and forming the shape of a mouth. It just looks at you expectantly.
Can I ask you anything?
What do you wish to know?
Well, there's a lot I'd like to ask, but I really want to know, why did you stop working after you were on my head?
Memories of things best left forgotten. Like floodgates opening once more.
You're talking about the 5th house.
Yes.
What is the 5th house?
The 5th house. The 5th house was here since the beginning. All 5 houses were set up by the 5 founders, each one representing a different element. Hufflepuff was earth, Gryffindor was fire, Slytherin water, Ravenclaw air, and our fellow, the 5th element that collects all living things. Aether.
Why isn't it here now?
The 4 founders shut it up.
Why? I don't understand.
What do you know of Daedalus, Dowerfellow?
Aside from what you showed me in the vision, I don't know very much.
The founders, they met in the 10th century, 5 wizards, unparalleled, united by one goal: the unification and the protection of witches and wizards. Together they sought to build a sanctuary where young witches and wizards could be taught. But amongst their number, Daedalus. Daedalus grew to desire something else. He became obsessed with the origins of magic, believing it to be connected to the one thing that connects all living things: death. Magic has been here since the beginning, and no one can explain why. But he hoped. No one knows why. In fact, the other founders didn't even know at all. Not until it was too late.
What do you mean too late?
He deceived them all, plying them each to achieve his goals. Godric Gryffindor, Rowena Ravenclaw, Helga Hufflepuff, even Salazar Slytherin, for whom he built a secret chamber beneath the school in order to gain his trust away from the prying eyes of the other founders. Through them, he knew every secret of the school. They believed they had built this castle together. But in truth, it belonged to Daedalus. And by the time they understood what he had done, how he had tricked them all, they had already lost. You see, he had shut up the entrance to the house, closed up the doors, and every student inside, every soul, every child. But when the founders discovered this, they fought. Angry at him and angry at themselves, they battled, all 5 of them, within the walls of the school, through the Great Hall, the Astronomy Tower, the dungeons, until eventually it ended in the 5th house. And he was defeated, sealed away inside, trapped forever.
I've been into the 5th house. I don't see anybody in there. Is that what the labyrinth is?
The labyrinth is there to hide the body and to serve as a mausoleum for those who fell. You see, all mentions of him were expunged from the school records. The Founders' Tower they shared was shut up, his journals removed, and the students, the families of the deceased, the portraits and the ghosts, their memories were wiped. And to the world at large, it was as though there had only ever been 4 founders. Daedalus, simply the architect of Hogwarts, nothing more, nothing less.
I saw my prophecy, and you were on top of Godric Gryffindor's head in the Forbidden Forest, talking to a centaur. What's meant to happen on May 7th of 2020?
The 5th house. If you have set foot inside and seen the prophecy, then it is already too late.
But what's too late?
Daedalus. Daedalus will return there's nothing that can be done to stop it. You see, you are a child of death, Sissel Anya. A student of the fifth house, all who walk its walls. All are dead within it. The moment you set foot in this school, the dominoes began to fall.
Is that why there's somebody collecting the Deathly Hollows?
It cannot be coincidence. They were at the center of one wizarding war. I would not be surprised if they find themselves at the epicenter of another calamity. My mind was wiped, too.
Why?
Because I remembered. Now you have come. The memories of this school will not stay buried for long.
I don't think they should.
The founders would disagree.
The founders aren't exactly here right now.
True. For what it's worth, I am sorry. And with that, the hat slowly begins to fold down again, until it is silent and still. Why are you holding the sorting hat, Miss Anya?
I drop it immediately.
I was told that you wanted to see me.
Yes, headmistress. The sorting hat. Have you gotten it to work?
Well, I have to say, and she picks it up and places it back on the shelf. Since your first day, it has remained mostly still and silent on my shelf. Despite the efforts of Professor Bleakhorn, we have not been able to make it stir. Why?
Sissel's like, I don't want to say anything now. I'm very confused. Okay, I have to. I have a lot to tell you. I think I know what happened to the hat.
Well, pray tell, but before we do, I've had a very long day. Would you like some tea?
Sure, I'd appreciate that.
Lovely. And with a flick of her wand, a kettle to one side just starts to steam as she sits down and takes off her pointed black hat and places it on the desk beside her. So, what is your theory, Miss Anya?
Is it possible, before we get into this, that I can get Dot Campbell? She has something that I think you need to see.
Well, yes, of course. I have work to be getting on with, so if you see yourself out, I'm sure you know the password by now. It is pumpkin pasty.
Yes,
It will change tomorrow, so you won't be able to get in again.
Okay, I'll be as quick as I can.
All right, wonderful. I will see you shortly.
Okay, I'll run into wherever Dot is.
So the rest of you sat down in the Great Hall. As Ezra, you return to V with a number of different suites, and as Magnus and Dot, you sit over on the Slytherin table. Eventually, Dot re-enters. Sorry, Sissel re-enters, looking for Dot, and you see your friends off to one side.
I'm running and I'm like out of breath, and I like grab Dot's shoulder. And I'm like, Dot, do you have the prophecy?
The orb thing, yeah.
Yes. Can you come with me? With it.
How long is it gonna be? Because I had an idea for a thing, and you know how we run off and we do sneaky stuff, and I feel like you're about to ask me to do a sneaky thing again. Because
Is everybody around us? Like, are we all sitting together?
Could I hear this?
Yeah, you're all sort of together. I mean, Ezra and V are off on a separate table, but the rest of you are.
Alright, hold on, sissy. You're not gonna run off and do more of this rumor of crime and stuff all alone. Last time, we almost didn't save you.
Magnus, if it helps, I was actually about, Sissy, just literally, as you came over, I was literally about to ask you a thing, Magnus, so I was going to invite you to my secret weird thing, so. Okay, how about, let's go, can we go to the, can we go over here?
Ezra!
I'm gonna stand up and grab Sissy and just like pulling her over to like a little nook by the wall.
As you're doing that, Ezra's standing up and like shouting to Ezra and V at the Ravenclaw trip. Do you guys have secret things that you're planning? Why am I the only one?
Oh my gosh.
V, don't talk about our secrets, V, please. No, we don't have any secrets. V,
Well, we
I
know
have
a
our
lot
stacks.
of things.
V, please.
We know a lot of kind of stuff. But I won't say anything because it's a secret. And I have a lot of my own secrets.
I'm gonna like make my way over to their table because we're shouting currently across the common or the Great Hall. Well, tell me about your secret thing, and then I'll come up with a secret thing of my own. I feel left out.
Our secret thing is I brought V snacks. That's all we have,
That's
and that's
not
all
a
our
secret.
secrets.
We don't. That's everybody can know that. Secrets are secrets about But I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know anything. But just see, you can tell me all of your secrets if you have some. Magnus, tell me something.
I don't have secrets, V.
I
That's
want
the
to know
whole
stuff
point.
about you. How are you the way that you are? Did you
What?
ever fall off a boat?
How am I mean? Is that what we're getting at?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh,
You're just medium scary.
No, V was just
Oh.
wondering why you're so good at magic. That's all.
Well, because I'm a wizard.
Are you
I've grown
evil
up with it.
inside?
Well, do I have
You
to
have
be evil
scare-
to be
How
good at
can you
magic?
How can you cast spells that are so high level?
Because I'm talented. I've got
Because
it in me.
maybe you're Voldemort's friend or something.
Why would you say that name right now?
V!
You probably know how to say Avabra Cadabras. I
V,
bet you do that.
A couple of the students around you
You're
by now are just
very
like,
close. I'm very sorry about her. She's out.
We
Evil.
apologize. We're just telling jokes and
It's
stories.
Muggle
Not
Times. I'll
jokes,
teach
maybe
them.
the truth.
No,
Magnus is gonna be the next Voldemort.
V, and I just
V.
stuff a sweet bun in a V's mouth.
you are talking about some very tragic, sensitive things.
No,
A
we
lot
were
of
just
kids here had parents and family members that died from Voldemort.
we're just talking about stories. It's fine,
I
everyone.
thought Voldemort was misunderstood, like you, Magnus, and you'll be the next one.
Okay, do you want to know a
Ezra,
secret?
stop putting bread in my mouth. Oh, you can't speak.
Here, more sweet rolls. Okay, Magnus, if I tell you a secret, everything will be fine, right?
Okay, what's
Yes.
the secret?
Remember when we were out by the Forbidden Forest and we had knives and we were cutting away little roots?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
V took one and I'm holding on to it and it's safe and it's right here and that's our only secret and then that's it.
Your secret is that you cut a plant and you've been keeping a plant in your pocket
Not
this
the
entire
plant,
time.
the knife.
the knife.
But maybe
No,
you
don't
can
use
have
it.
it, Magnus, because you like probably
And
those things.
I'm just dishing out sweets to everybody. Just stop yelling knife.
So wait,
Over-
what's wrong with
wait,
Voldemort?
is it a
I never
secret?
heard
Because-
the full story.
You have the knife, not V.
Yes. And we're not supposed to have knives. And
Ezra's just
I have the
holding
knife,
for me.
and I'm just holding it for V because
still mine.
you know V
It's still
should
mine.
not
Well, yeah,
have a
shield.
knife.
I'm not gonna go Voldemort on you.
But you almost
That's
said one of the 3 curses that you're not allowed to say. You are a letter away, V.
Wait, I know you're not allowed to say it. It's like, what's gonna happen if I say abracadabra?
Just another sweet roll.
Over with Sissel and Dot as this chaos is happening off to one side and quite unavoidable. You can hear it over the din of the Great Hall. What are you talking?
So, okay, Sissy, can I just give it to you because me and Magnus are gonna go on a mission because Magnus is really talented and I need his help. And I look over and it's just Magnus like getting a sweet roll, just like shoved in his mouth. And I look back at Sissy, but I can give you the orb if you promise to not look at it alone because I think that you might get hurt. I don't know. Maybe like you'll get sucked into it.
I'm actually gonna show it to Headmistress McGonagall.
Okay, yeah, it's probably good that you just take it off me and you give it to her because it's like your thing because you're like the chosen one probably. I don't know, so-
I don't like that title.
Why not?
I'm just Sissy.
Okay, I had the chosen one. I thought that was like kind of catchy, but
Thanks.
yeah, but yeah, you can have it. And I'm gonna like Dot like shoves her hand in her pocket of her pants and just like rifling around, and as she's like doing that, it's like random tissues just like falling out and like wrappers and stuff, and it's just like, okay, there you go.
I like.
They're clean
pull my
tissues.
sleeve.
It's okay. I just
Thank you.
it's
I
okay.
put it in
Don't
my
tell
pocket.
don't tell anybody that we're going on a secret mission because I might mess it up and I don't want everyone to know, so you can't tell anybody except Magnus because Magnus is already coming.
What mission?
Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna talk to Peeves again and I'm gonna ask him questions. Because I didn't
That's
get
a
to
good
talk to
idea.
him much. Yeah, because I didn't get to talk to him much, and you're really good with like spooky stuff. And Magnus is really good with spells,
I'd rather not
and
be.
like Ezra is like a smart also, and then V is really I don't know. V seems to do a lot of things, but like I don't know where she goes to do them all. But she's doing a lot of stuff, and I don't feel like I do anything. So I thought that I could talk to Peeves, and then that can be like my thing that I do is like I talk to Peeves. Unless you want your thing to be talking to Peeves.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can have that.
Okay. Does this look like a phone to you? Wait, do you know what a phone is?
I mean, yeah, you showed me.
Oh, yeah, I
several
did
times.
show
You showed me
you.
the cat pictures.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, does this look like that? And I hold up my terribly done, like, cardboard phone.
Are you gonna make me roll, Ed?
Do I roll a convinced? What am I rolling? I don't...
Yeah. Roll a convince.
Okay.
Who? Okay. 'cause
Me, I
she's
think
the
I
one-
rolled to
okay.
convince you. What's our
Okay,
relationship?
I was like, because I can try
Plus
to lie to
one.
you if you want.
Okay. Oh, for God's sake. That's
wait. Can
I
I
leveled up.
roll to lie about it and be like,
Yeah, you can roll to lie to me if you want.
yeah,
I
yeah.
convince you, you convince me. Amazing.
Yeah.
I've leveled up though. Puggies. Okay.
Because I don't want to hurt your fifis. What are we?
I'm +1 with you, but I know you're with me.
Yeah, it looks just like a phone.
Thank you. I was talking to I was talking to some other people, and you know what, now I think about it, it's probably better if I ask like a magic person if it looks like a phone, because you
They've
don't
probably never seen one.
Exactly,
either,
yeah,
but
and I
I've seen
spoke
yours. It looks the same.
yeah, because I spoke to someone who's half magic, half not magic parents, and they would like have seen lots of phones,
But
but thank you.
maybe it's different types of phones. for
That's
them, but
probably-
I
yeah.
think it looks just like yours.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That's really nice of you to say. Yeah, there's the orb. Don't drop it or anything. But can you make sure that you text? No, you can't text me. Can you tell Ezra when you go to bed tonight and you're home and you're safe from your orbing? Can you tell Ezra, and then Ezra will text me, and then I'll know that you didn't like get knocked out in a room again.
I will tell
Tell
him.
Ezra to text
After
me
I'm done
that you're
with
done
my
with your
orbing.
orbing. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Good luck on your quest with Magnus. Stay out of trouble as well.
Thank you.
Make sure you text Ezra to tell us
that you're
that
that
you
we're
were
safe.
also safe after your questing.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. And I'm gonna start going over to where Magnus is.
I'm actually gonna go over too because I want to.
Besties.
So there's like no issue with the Magnus Harley Tot thing. Who's Harley?
Who's that? She sounds pretty though. I like her. I'd subscribe to her Twitch channel.
And I just don't get why you think that I'm similar to Voldemort. Like, what is that?
What are we talking about here?
No,
V
nothing.
said
I
that
don't
I'm
think that you look
just
like Voldemort. I think you look like Chad
No,
Michael
isn't-
Murray in that one
Wasn't he
film.
like the
So loud.
misunderstood gnome?
What celebrity is Voldemort?
No!
What?
I didn't look too much into it, but Voldemort seemed nice. I
No,
drew
V,
him
no,
once.
oh,
I
V.
drew him and me holding hands.
V,
V,
okay.
He killed people. He split his own soul by killing people.
I'm gonna like whisper to
Why would
Sissy
he
and be
do
like,
that?
"What
V,
movie is this from?"
Okay, well then maybe you're not like Voldemort. You're both different kind of mean but nice.
V, how about I
I'm glad
how
we got
about
to
we
that.
read the story we'll read stories of who that person is that you keep saying and screaming in the middle of the Great Hall.
Am I not
and-
allowed to say Voldemort?
No, you're
No, do not say that.
literally it's one of the like
Wait,
5 words we
why?
can't
Hey,
say
hey,
here.
V and
Well, I
Ezra.
get it.
Can I
Yes.
can I pull y'all aside?
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Like
come,
Voldemort?
Come out
Dot
here
is
with
like tugging
me.
on Magnus's
Ezra,
elbow,
please
like.
explain to her.
I
As he's
shall.
getting
Magnus,
dragged
I'm
away.
gonna
I'm like
try-
grabbing
I'm gonna
both of
try
their
my best.
sleeves.
Like, come this way.
Just compare Voldemort to some bad Muggle man. I don't know.
I'll try my
They're
Magnus.
like yelling across the hall. Just like
Magnus, when you yell, you scare Bimby. If you could.
Sorry, Bimby. My apologies, little Bimby.
And I like hold out Bimby, who like wasn't at all scared and is just like. Magnus, I had a question.
If you're going to ask me if I know about the knife, no. It's a secret. And he's gonna grin.
I don't.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's. Thank you. Are you free right now?
I mean, I didn't get to eat much breakfast or lunch, but kind of lost my appetite being told I'm mean 3 days in a row. So
How about at we can meet up at midnight in the common room, and then I'll tell you that you're nice, and then that would be the nice day that would get in first before anyone has a chance to call you mean for the 4th day. Not that anybody would, but dumb people
yeah,
might
we
maybe.
we start the day off good, and then
Yeah.
if I get called mean again,
It doesn't matter
we'll
because
kinda
it's a
cancel it out a
yeah.
little bit.
It's because it's a nice day, so it would cancel it out. Actually,
You Muggles really are very good at math.
I mean, I was maybe I don't know.
That's what math is like for Muggles, right?
No, it has like letters and symbols in it, and you need like a calculator, which is like a phone but not a phone, but sometimes you can spell funny stuff on it. And then I don't like maths actually. I don't think you can really do anything with it, so I'm not good at maths, but maths is dumb anyway, so it's okay to not be good at it actually, is what my English teacher said. So but you know who is good at something? You should also come over here into my office. And I point to the crook of the like wall that I had Sissy at.
You're not a professor here.
Duh, you sure got me, Magnus. Boy. Come here. I'm gonna drag Magnus over.
So, while that is happening, Sissel, you are making your way back to McGonagall's office?
Yeah, I pull them outside of the Great Hall first, because, I mean, I'm not going to drag them kicking and screaming up 2 flights of stairs. So,
Not with your body
so-
skill.
yeah, right. Not with what we did to Ezra last time we tried to pick him up.
Oh my god.
Anyway, might as well have him conscious this time.
So I got this, and I'm pulling it out of my the prophecy out. I got this from Dot, and I need to show it to Professor McGonagall, but I'd really like to have some friends with me. if y'all
What
don't
is it?
mind. This is what we saw in the 5th house.
Oh, the paperweight.
Yes, the paperweight.
You're selling it to a teacher for what?
You'll have to find out if you come with me.
Okay, I'll come with you.
Ezra, do you mind? I might need your help.
And I'm sorry I said Voldemort, and I'm sorry I said Abradabra,
It's okay,
Tadabra.
V.
No,
and,
V, don't. No, that one's
And I'm
not
sorry
okay.
I
That's
said, I don't know how to say Abradabra or Cadabra, Zadabra, Avadra.
No.
I'll-
mm-mm.
Well, I'm sorry that I said Voldemort. When somebody has their name start with a V, they're just my friend immediately because nobody has names that start with letter V. So I thought that he was probably a cool guy, but maybe.
We can read some stories when we get back tonight. We could read some stories and maybe draw pictures together, and then
Maybe we
and
could
then-
turn him good.
yeah.
We could find him and turn him good, and we can
I
all
don't
be
think
friends.
I
And
don't
he can
think
be
we'll
friends with
find him
Magnus, and they'll all be good.
in our pictures. Maybe.
Yeah.
Sissy. Yeah. I can come with. I can come with too.
It's okay if you can't. I don't
No.
want to pressure you.
No.
Ezra's
no,
sad, but I
should.
think Ezra, you should come because you're sad. It'll cheer you up with your friends.
Yeah, I don't really want to be alone right now, and Sir Knight is away fighting dragons, and I don't really have anyone else to be with. Do you is it okay? I don't want to bum everyone out, but I'm
Not
trying.
at all.
You've never bummed anybody out in your entire life of existing.
Thank you, V. Yeah, we can go talk about the orb thing.
Thank you.
The philosophies. What?
Prophecy.
Okay,
It's okay.
Pro-
Your brain is a little scrambled right now. It's fine.
prophecy. Okay.
Yeah, she's up this way. We have to go to our office. And I start leading them up to the 2nd floor.
You come to the same very ugly, very stern gargoyle, and speaking the password, it steps to one side. And as you all three head up the stairs, you are met by McGonagall, who is pouring out 2 mugs of tea, and then seeing 2 others. I suppose you'll be wanting something to drink as well.
Yes, I'll take 2 or 3 drinks, please.
I'll have a tea, and V will have a tea as well.
And a hot chocolate or something.
Let's
That's-
V. Let's start
That
with a
tastes,
tea.
because some tea just tastes like toilet water. I don't want that.
And she pours an extra mug of tea, and then with a flick of her wand, you watch as the water just flies up into the air and then deposits back down, much more viscous than it was before, and very, very brown. And she goes, 1 tea and 1 hot chocolate for yourself, and tea for the rest of you. So,
you.
what was it that you came wanting to speak to me about?
Well, first I brought some friends that are also in the know of what I need to tell you, and I need you to look at something. And I pull the orb out, and I get close to her with it.
You notice that the very typically stern and quite severe face of McGonagall just drops a moment as you produce this strange orb. And as you bring it out, she watches as, on the inside, the mist begins to swirl into the familiar shapes that you've seen before. 4 figures standing in the middle of the forest, and the centaur speaking the words of the 7th May of the 3rd millennium, and what will emerge from within. And as it passes, where did you get this?
It's gonna cost you a lot.
What? V.
B.
Or
So as it said in the prophecy, the 5th house, I can show you if you want. It's hard to explain.
Is okay, Professor, hi, I'm Ezra. I think we met. My dad used to go to this school, but there's a funny story about that too. But we found a room that was behind a statue, and there's books, and there's a staircase, and then we found the prophecy. I don't. And then Sissy went missing, and then we were worried, and then what does it mean?
Means you've had quite an eventful first term, Mr. Trill. And yes, I remember your father well. Good student, by all accounts. A room, you say, with books.
Yes, there's a ghost in there, and it's V's friend. It's a ghost, and there was books, and it looked like it belonged to the houses, but then there was some missing, and yeah, it was hidden behind a statue. Is that normal? Is things behind statues here?
There are lots of hidden rooms. Mine is one such example. But this prophecy, you said you found it, something called the Fifth House. Now, on your first night, the ghost spoke of something called the Fifth House. Now, we did not know what that was, but you do.
I do. I mean, as you heard, it can only be opened by a student of the house, and that's me. And I found it in there.
And do you believe this is connected with the missing house ghosts?
Yes, I do.
Show me.
Show you?
I look at Ezra and V and I'm like, y'all don't have to come if you don't want. But I specifically make eye contact with Ezra because I remember him telling me to bring him the next time I go.
V, do you want to go?
Go.
Okay. Should we get Magnus and Dot too? Should we?
I think this is okay. We have Headmistress with us.
Yeah. Okay. I can do this. Yeah. Let's go back.
I grab Ezra's hand as comfort. I'm just like, it's okay. And I start leading the way.
So you head in the direction of the Fifth House. And while this is happening, Dot and Magnus, what are you up to?
Well, if anybody saw me make a funny expression on my phone just then, it's because I was checking my Instagram message requests and I got a gift from a stranger. So that's great.
Okay.
That's my second one ever. What a day. Anyway, in much nicer news, all right, so Dot is gonna have is gonna start delving into her pocket, that pocket that the orb wasn't in, and again a bunch of tissues and paper are falling out and stuff. She grabs this crumpled up bit of paper. Okay, so I had an idea. So I have I think that we are not delving into one of the important factors of this mystery, Magnus, which is the fact that, sorry, do you have mystery books? Do you have Miss Marple and Hercule Poirot and stuff?
No. What are those?
They're mystery books. So basically it's a book and it's not true, but someone wrote it for fun, and then it's about how a bad thing happened and then someone nice comes by and they fix everything by picking up a bunch of stuff that doesn't make any sense and then making it all make sense. And it's basically the only tapes that my grandma has because she doesn't really like Disney stuff or anything. So I've seen a lot of that. And so and then they make it for film as well. But it's from a book, but I don't like reading because I can't focus. But
You don't like reading, but you also said that they were on tape.
So
I'm trying
basically,
to
a
follow
murder
you.
mystery it's a fiction and it's not real, but I'm sorry, I feel a lot better if I have coffee and stuff, and they don't really let me have that here, so I'm a little bit funny today, Magnus. I'm really sorry. So okay, so basically, I am right now trying to do what I've read people in books do, and I've seen people on shows do, and then they do stuff and it makes the mystery get solved. And I think this is a mystery and we should treat it like a mystery, and then we'll be good at it. So I was thinking that an important piece of evidence is because Peeves is still here, right? But all the other ghosts are gone. So I think that we have to figure out what is different about Peeves, and I want to know when the other ghosts got here. Because what if Peeves is the house ghost for the creepy skull house, or he's like a friend of, like, maybe he's like a student that died and stuff. So I have these spells that I was looking at over the last couple of months, and then I wasn't sure if I should bug you about them, but I'm gonna bug you about them now because so there's here, and she hands you like a bit of paper, and it's called like Legulemens and Sigurtia written on them. I don't know how to say these, but so they're both 6-year spells, but the top one is to go into someone's brain and you can look at their memories and their thoughts, and the bottom one, the Sugi, is to do a counter charm for enchantments. And I thought you could pick which one you think might work, and then we can do it on Peeves with his consent, and then he can tell us stuff.
Well, you want to cast these on a ghost?
Yeah, well, I thought if you did it, it would work.
I've had Legitimens cast on me. It's how my parents would figure out who, like, broke the vase in the living room. They'd check me and Ian's memory. We both lied. It's not that fun to go through, but...
That's why we would ask him beforehand, and if he said no, we won't do it.
But also, you gotta think, like, it's a long time coming. Peeves has done a lot of things to us without our consent, so...
But he helped
really?
Sissy. What if we do it without his consent, and then one of us gets knocked out in the 5th house, and he could drag us out like he dragged out Sissy, but then he's like, oh, that person, they went into my brain and they looked at where I hide all my sweets, and then he doesn't drag us out, and then we die in there, and then no one can feed our cats.
Well, here's the one problem with that. I'd never let myself get knocked out. So...
Well, I got
But
knocked out
then I'd
once,
be there to
so
save you, though.
I don't...
You can get knocked out, but I'll be there to save you.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna get knocked out, because I would cast a counter spell or I would dodge it, so...
Yeah, well, we can't all do that when people are trying to hit at us, okay? So,
Are you... Did I make you upset? I'm very sorry.
there was just... I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I'll teach you how to do counter spells. That way we
I'm
both
not
won't
allowed
get
to do
knocked
them
out.
outside of Hogwarts.
Well, we can do it while we're in Hogwarts.
Okay.
I feel like we got a lot off topic.
Sorry.
Yes.
But you can pick the one that's the good one. There's the bottom one too. That's a counter charm for enchantments in case someone did like a memory wipey enchantment on him. I don't know if that exists, but that undoes it. I don't know if these are good or if you had other ones.
Let's try the... I wonder if Legitimens will work if he doesn't remember.
That's what I was thinking. But I think I feel like Peeves is important, and that we have to bug him about it more, I think. And also he seems upset by it, and maybe if we help him, then he'll be a nice ghost suddenly.
Alright,
So-
we'll try the second one and then we'll do the first one if we can't find anything.
Okay. How do we find Peeves? I was thinking of leaving this cunning decoy, and I hold up the fake phone. For which
Right.
do I roll to convince? What am I doing here? Am I also convincing
Well,
Magnus?
yeah, no,
Okay.
go on, yeah.
Alrighty, it's a long day for my rolls. What a day. What a day. My god, is that a phone if you've ever seen one?
Yeah, she's holding up she has another phone, Magnus.
You're just gonna leave your phone out? I thought that. you
Does
didn't
it look
want me
like
to
my
get it.
phone?
Well, yeah, that's the same thing you've had all year.
Sorry, I'm losing it. No, this is actually, I made this out of paper and texta marker.
So you just need paper and a marker to make a phone?
No.
That's actually really handy.
No, it doesn't work.
So all of us could make. we
No, it just looks like one, but it doesn't actually work. But I thought I could leave it out maybe, and then he'll think it's my phone, and then he'll go and get
can't.
it.
Doesn't it make noise sometimes? Can you make paper make noise?
Could
Do
you
like
with a
one
spell?
of those little. Doo-doo. Is that what it sounds like?
Well, I'm sorry. I try to mute it. I'm sorry. I have some alarms that go off in the night sometimes.
No, I
if
think
you
it's
guys-
pleasant. It sounds like a bird.
Oh,
I like
okay.
it.
Yeah, I
I
don't know. I could
probably
either leave this out. Okay, we have two options, and you get to pick. We can
Right.
leave this fake one out, and he can try and take it, and then and the trap is laid. Or we could risk my actual phone, and I can put that one out. But then we have to be really quick and make sure he doesn't actually get my phone. We have to like jump out and be like, whoa! And then I can give him the fake phone as like, you can have this phone instead, and then we look really nice.
Right. Well, do you want him to get your phone?
Well, we might stop him.
Hmm. Why don't we use your fake phone? Because it looks like a real phone to me.
It does look like a real phone, doesn't it? Okay, we'll do that one, and then we'll be like, oh, surprise, we got you a present, and then, but where do we leave it? Do you think that he'll find it?
Why don't we wrap it up really nice?
Shiny
talk
paper
about-
with shiny paper.
Shiny paper.
I get the
We'll put,
foil
like,
from the
scales.
kitchen, from the table with the dinner, and I get some of the foil that's like underneath some chicken or something, and I like shake off the oil. How about this? This is so shiny.
Yeah, that'll work. We should, he also likes candy, yeah?
He does. Is there any candy on the tables, Ed?
There's a little bit. You can see from where Ezra was trying to hush V up, there are a number of still sweet items still on the table.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up one of the sweeties. Okay, so and I'm now holding like in my hands like some foil, the phone, my real phone, and then also the sweeties. All right, so we take these and then we leave them somewhere, and then we're gonna talk to Peace. But you can't tell if we see the others. We can't tell them what we're doing, and they can't come with us because if I get this wrong, then I'll look really stupid, and I don't want to look stupid in front of them.
Well, I'll put my name on it. It'll never look stupid.
Well, they're not gonna
If
believe
I-
that you. If it goes wrong, they're not gonna believe that it was your idea.
But that's the best cover. Isn't it?
If you say so.
So,
Sorry,
where
this is
are you
reminding me of the Nathan
placing-
For You episode where he's like, can I get a job on just pure confidence? And it's like a turtle.
So, where are you? Where are you?
I'm just imagining, like, Nathan For You's in there and Dot's on the microphone.
I'm a student in Hogwarts with very good grades. So, where are you? Where are you putting the phone? Oh, where are you putting the phone?
I don't know. I guess I would put it just in like one of the staircases, I guess, that no one's really going through or anything. I was like on one of the landings.
Well, that's happening. The rest of you, on the 7th floor, you are walking towards the entrance to the room of requirement as you make your way down the corridor. Professor McGonagall moving swiftly behind you. And as she comes round the corner, I'm familiar with this place, room of requirement. So what makes you think this has anything to do with the 5th house?
Because I open it from here. Let me show you. And I walk up to the wall and I think about the door.
And as you watch, large double doors spread out in the stonework, a skull atop the arch. And Professor McGonagall just stands back a little bit watching all of this, and then once it has come to, she very tentatively steps forward and pushes it open. And the next 5 or 10 minutes continue without a word as she enters, her long robe sweeping across the dust-covered floor, across this moving labyrinth in the stonework. And she moves down the stairs, down into the small room with the podium on which the prophecy was, and the same room which has the large stone circular door with the skull and the sign of the Deathly Hallows on. And after a time, she turns back to you. Do you find this, all three of you?
Yes. She doesn't want to get her other friends in trouble, potentially.
Hogwarts is full of lots of small, hidden away nooks and crannies, but I'm aware of most of them. I do not know this one.
It's because everybody's memories were wiped. So it never made it through history.
Wait. Sissy, how do you know this?
In your office, I picked up the hat you saw. It woke up, and I talked to it.
I think, Miss Anya, you and I should have a longer conversation, perhaps with others who might be able to help.
Yes, ma'am.
For now, I suggest we leave. Come along, students. Go.
Ezra grabs Sissy, by the sleeve. Is this where you saw him?
Yeah.
And it was him. It was my father. It was him, and he was here, and he left you here.
Dad? What do you mean?
This was the thing that I wanted to figure out how to tell you about. Do you know how Sissy went missing and we couldn't find her, and then she was stuck in here and Peeves helped? The person apparently the person who left Sissy here alone with no way out. Sissy is saying it was my father. It was my dad. I haven't seen him. I didn't even know he was still alive, and this is why I haven't been feeling great, and this is why I was scared to come here. And
Why does it make you sad?
because if he was gone, and then he just left us, and I thought he was dead, and then why would he be bad? Why would he hurt Sissy, and then does that mean I'm bad? I accidentally hurt Sissy when we were in the forest, and
No, you're not bad.
But if
It
he
doesn't.
is-
That's not how anything ever works. I don't. That's why the ties don't matter. The blood doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a wizard or not. You know, people think I'm a muggle all the time because sometimes I don't know stuff. None of that matters. You're so nice, and you don't have to worry about telling me that. If I knew that, I would just drawn you way more pictures.
I just didn't want you to be afraid or nervous, V. I didn't know how to phrase it because
You make me feel not afraid.
But why was my first reaction to helping Sissy to literally cast a jinx on her? Why did I do that?
Because you didn't know we're learning, and she didn't go in the forest.
Yeah, you helped me a lot because of that.
I don't want to be a bad person.
Ezra, you're not your dad.
You're not your dad. Parents sometimes are just smell bad on the inside.
Sometimes they smell bad on the inside. That's right.
I'll write that down. Professor, do you?
Did she hear all of this, I'm assuming?
I'm assuming you stayed at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, so she doesn't know.
She's
Okay.
got up into the common
I was
room.
like,
Yeah.
I just
shoot,
realized
that
I
was
just
What the
won
hell
the-
is going on? Soap opera drama.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, she's a new.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go so we don't leave. So Professor doesn't think we're up to anything, and we can get out of here because I don't want to be here right now.
It's
I need
okay,
your help
it's okay.
getting out.
Oh. So see,
Enough
you
a
got-
chance to kill the headmaster.
You gotta let us out of here.
Now we're talking.
It's red, the knife.
Deeper into my pocket.
Before we go up, though, I want to ask Ezra just one more quick question.
Do you want me to not mention to Headmistress that it was your dad? I can easily just say, not your dad.
Before we talk to her about it, I'd like to just ask her more about him. And maybe
No, of course.
maybe if she doesn't think we're like leading a question or something, she'll be more honest. But then after I talk to her, please do what you need to do.
Okay.
And we're not killing her.
Dang it.
Yeah, I learned killing is bad today, and they don't like Voldemort. I mean, sorry, I meant.
Yeah,
And let's go back upstairs. Go to the door so I can let her out.
So, as you head on out, deeper into the castle, near an old staircase where you have left the phone that currently sits on the stone pavements, Magnus and Dot, you wait.
It's a
Wait.
stakeout.
And you are there for some time. And occasionally students pass, and occasionally a few bend down to have a look, and you have to. And they just turn and shrug and leave. But eventually, as the traffic from the Great Hall begins to abate, you hear humming sound.
I look at Magnus like,
And then, descending from the ceiling, you just see
A phone.
and he just descends.
I hope this has flappy hippogriff on.
it also
Just-
has like it's like got sweets next to it as well.
Just looks down and you see him just. It's almost as though cartoon steam seems to emanate off the foil as it just.
Oh, still smells like chicken.
And just bends down and pockets a few of the sweets before reaching down and picking up the phone on the floor. And he pockets that as well before slowly beginning to float away.
Excuse me, Professor Peeves.
Oh, Professor. Hello. And what was your name again? Todd.
Dot. You can call me
Dot.
Todd if you want. I don't mind. Did you
It's
like?
not much fun if you actually enjoy the nickname.
Wait, did you say Todd? No, please don't
said-
call me that. That would be so mean.
Oh, Todd, my new friend.
Minus, this guy's really mean to me. Hi, Mr. Professor Peeves. I got you that present because I remember I told you that I would get you a phone when we met.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's your phone.
That's my phone.
Yeah, you can keep it.
Oh boy, amazing! Thank you.
That's okay. We had some questions, didn't we, Magnus?
Yes, we had some questions. Though I think I've forgotten the second.
It's Sugertio. Sir Surgito.
Sugato.
Yeah. The question was because Mr. Peeves, would you like to show us a cool? Do you know lots about the castle and like all the bits and bobs and
Oh,
crannies?
I know everything about the castle. Everything. I know all the secret passages. I know all the places those Weasley twins used to get up to. They were the only ones who really rivaled me in terms of knowledge.
You're so clever. How do you know all that stuff?
Oh, you know, when you've been around from the beginning of it all, you just weave in and out, don't you?
That sounds true. Is there anywhere that we because I had a proposition for you, and you could cause tons and tons of mischief, but I'd like to speak somewhere more privately so none of our possible victims will hear.
Oh, victims? Oh, now you're speaking my language! Well, how about we step into my office? I do believe you've been there before.
Does everyone have an office?
My one was a joke. You know that, right?
Right, yes.
Well, come along, Todd, and you. And he just begins to float over towards the statue of Daedalus Dowerfellow, floating straight through it before his head just pokes out and,
Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to push the brick again.
I pushed the brick again.
as the statue slowly moves to one side, and once again you find yourself walking down the long corridor hidden behind the statue as it moves back into place. And as you move up the stairs into the large round room of the Founder's Tower, and you see all of the books on the various shelves, you see that it is quite different to the last time you were here, because in addition to the small pile of items that is currently off to one side, hanging from the rafters, almost entirely taking up the ceiling, there are hundreds upon hundreds of ties just hanging from the ceiling. And as you enter, he turns around and,
So, what questions do you have for me? I hope they're not boring like old binge youth.
I Dot feels for her own tie and checks that it's still there. Well, we had a suggestion, because do you remember how people were mean to you and they cast spells on you so you don't remember things anymore?
Yes.
Dot is not aware that she started way too forwardly. Well, my friend Magnus here is pretty smart in boring stuff though, like spells, not cool fun stuff like pranks, not like you're smart.
Thank you.
And we were wondering if Magnus could maybe cast a spell to try and help you.
make a convince check.
Man, all right. Why do I keep having to roll the thing I'm not good at?
He just looks at you and,
So many levels up.
Really think I'm going to let you cast the spell on me? Last person who did that turned me into an anchor, and, well, that was quite fun, if I'm honest, but I'm not doing it again. Not with someone that I don't trust. I mean, someone I have fun with.
You know what? I probably explained that badly. Magnus, can you please tell me I didn't explain it properly?
Yeah, boring old Magnus over here does boring, not fun stuff, and is also very mean. Hi, nice to meet ya.
Hi, can't remember your name. Continue.
Magnus.
No,
Say it.
gone.
Say no. Magnus.
Todd's friend.
I mean, you are my friend.
No, you know what? Just take a deep breath. It'll be okay. So, alright. I love your ties. I love what you've done with the place.
Oh, thank you.
Are we allowed to cast spells on you?
make a convince check.
Can I auto-succeed this?
I forgot that you could do that!
He just looks up at the decorations around the room and,
Well, you know, I have quite a bit of time. As you can see, I've colour coordinated everything. So all the red ones are over there, and all the green ones are, what's that now spelled? Yeah, no, of course, yeah, no. Sounds good, sounds fun. Yeah,
Perfect.
do it!
Okay. Okay. Magnus, you were so. Oh man, I don't know how you do it. Inspire others on Magnus.
you can give it a go.
Okay. I'm gonna see. All right, I'm gonna roll fast as always, and then we're gonna see how I actually do it. It's probably really good. I bet for sure.
Super great.
Please.
So good, the best. 8.
Does that work, Ed?
Does it work?
That works. Yeah, you can +1 to body, +1 to mind, or +1 to heart.
No, don't need any of those, because it's a magic thing. So, Well, just give you a +1 to heart so you feel good, I guess.
I'll say plus 1 to magic.
Yeah, I love my
think
GM.
that's
He's
fair.
the best
That's
one
fair.
in the world. This is the best
I'm all
GM
right. I'm
ever.
fine. I'm fine. Don't overthink it.
Magnus, you're gonna do this. You're gonna do so good. This is literally Magnus. These are you're below the one that you've already done, so you're gonna obviously do this one, and it's gonna be totally fine. So
The more you explain yourself, the more doubtful you sound. And then he's gonna turn and cast Sergito
Mm-hmm.
on Peeves. Counter charm that can remove enchantments.
Okay, so roll to see if it works.
so afraid. But you get an extra +1. Don't forget, because your buddy Dot.
Chat, lend me your energy. We can do this, chat.
I can't even see what you rolled. I'm so afraid. The suspense is kill. Oh my god!
You watch as your friend Dot holds up his wand, pointing it in the direction of Peeves. And with a masterful swish, you see a blast of energy fly from his wand towards Peeves, who just freezes for a moment in midair. And for a moment you see his orange eyes begin to clear.
Dot, Magnus.
Yes, Professor Peeves?
Remember my name.
Yeah, you remember my name as well. That's 2 names.
I remember much more than that. Much more. It worked.
I'm gonna hold my hand out for a little low 5
I love 5.
from Dot.
What do you want to know?
We would like to know, where did those books go? And I point to the empty bookcase of Daedalus's, we presume Daedalus's books.
When they took my memories, Gryffindor and his hat, they were busy eradicating all mention of Daedalus. They didn't want anyone to know that he was ever a part of any of all of this. And they took his books and they hid him in his stupid house, along with his body. It's down in the 5th house where I found your friend, Thistle.
So the books are there?
Yeah, no, deep in the middle of this strange, winding labyrinth. It's,
Well, why did they take your memory?
I suppose they're worried about me blabbing. Not that I'm much of a talker, mind you.
Do you know why you're here but the other ghosts left? Other than you're cooler than they are?
Well, I'm much cooler, but I'm also not a ghost. Thank you very much. I'm a poltergeist. Very different.
Sorry.
Well, do you know where the house ghosts are?
I don't. But if I were betting poltergeist, I would wager they're in the one place that even I can't get to.
The forest?
Past the door. No, past the door of the 5th house. That big circle thing with the big ugly skull on.
You already went in the 5th house, though.
No, but
It's
there's
how
a
you
door
pulled
past
Sissy out.
it. There's a door past there that Sissy fell in front of. Do you remember where the orb was? There was there's the
Oh,
orb
right.
and there's a door. So
Right.
is everything in there? Everything's past that door.
Everything is hidden away. Yes, even from me. Me who can get everywhere in this castle.
What stops
Well,
you
how
from...
do we get there?
Sorry, Magnus. No, Magnus, you go first. It's your turn.
How do we get there? Is it like a Lohomora on the door? Or...
I know there was some talk about a prophecy just before they came up here. A prophecy where it said that it was going to open in...
May 7th?
Yes, very soon.
So it's on a
Very-
timer.
I think due to be triggered. There's a moon. There's a big full moon. It's a flower moon. It's something about rebirth or something. And... Daedalus.
to bringing him back? Like the way they brought.
Wait,
Voldemort back.
who would? No one knows that he exists though. So who's gonna bring him except for us, because we're smart. But who's gonna bring him back if no one knows that he exists?
Well, that's a good question, because even I didn't remember for the last however long, couple of 100 years, for anyone to find out about him. Someone would have to be incredibly persistent. Anyway, how do you lot know about this?
Our friend is the one that the prophecy's about, I think.
Yeah, she has visions. She sees things about stuff in the castle that we've never been to, and then she takes us there, and then we try and figure it out. She's the one that you helped.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
The one
Sissy.
without a house.
No, she has a house. She's in Ravenclaw.
Oh, does she? Okay. Well,
Is your name really Peeves?
yes, my name is really Pete. What sort of a question is that?
It's just
Like, since
it's,
ever.
It's
Well,
kind of
yes.
weird name.
It's not very
I'm
like
sorry.
and like ancient though, is it? Because you've been here for ages and ages. So like Peeves is like pretty like
It's like
modern
Peeves.
name.
Peeves has like a descriptor. Like, oh, I'm really peeved right now. That
Yeah.
it
Like-
does fit you, I will admit. Maybe you were just named very correctly.
Were you like Peevesicus Maximus or something? Because you're from like ancient times, and then now it's
Oh,
short.
I was just peeved.
Is-
I
is
came
Peeves
into
your
being.
first
I was
name or
peeved.
your-
What
your
was it? That
surname?
assassination my name.
That's a good
So-
question, Magnus.
Is it a nickname? Because you don't seem to like it, and you said that nicknames are only names you don't like.
No, it's my actual name. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I just came into being when all the students got here. That's what a poltergeist is.
But I thought that. Wait, what? But then how did you meet how did you know the founders and stuff? Were there students that were already there when the founders got rid of the other one?
Well, when the founders built the castle, they immediately started letting children in. When children are all in one place together with all of these mischievous. Well,
So who got sorted into the
Well-
other guy's house? Like what sort of people?
you mean the ones that were lost?
What?
Well, yeah.
Daedalus's students. Like who? Daedalus's house. Like what was his house for?
What was it called as well?
Dour fellow.
It's kind of depressing.
It is very depressing, and it had a skull as well. Very. But his was the House of Creativity, which, as you can imagine, suited me perfectly. I loved all that lot, but then he took them from me.
What do you mean?
He took them all. Down in the depths of his fifth house. And then the other founders trapped him there as well, which I suppose was rather fitting. But
So he's down there.
But he's
with
dead.
all of the.
So they don't have like a city in there. It's like a prison.
Are you saying that all the kids of that house are down there right now?
yes. I loved that house. And those kids.
Where do they get their food?
No, Dot, I don't think they got food down there.
Oh. But like, you get sorted into
So-
houses at like 11.
Who locked the kids in there? Was it Daedalus himself, or was it the other founders?
One day, as far as I understand it, Daedalus closed the door and all I heard was screams. And then the other founders, they found out what he had been doing. By then, they were all gone.
Well, why doesn't anyone know about this? If you take an entire house of students and they disappear while at school.
Well, they did what they did to me, didn't they?
It's because it makes them look bad, right?
I would imagine. See, this is why I don't. This is why I don't care for the founders. And while I may not show it, the whole reason I'm at this blasted school is because all the students keep coming here and pulling pranks, and I don't know what I'd do without all you lot, frankly.
Do you like it when people pull pranks on you?
Well, not necessarily on me, although that is quite novel.
Do you, this is my phone, actually. I gave you a fake one. It's not real.
Oh, Todd.
Yeah.
You are wicked. I'm going to keep this as a keepsake.
Okay.
Pranking the pranker. Oh, Todd. And your friend.
Magnus.
Hey, say the name. You've got it. You said it before.
He's the one that gave you all your memories back, so you should probably be nice to him.
All right, Magnum.
Like the ice cream.
I suppose so. That's some sort of brand.
I don't. I'll go with it. It's better than me calling like mean, the way everyone else calls me these days.
Oh, you're not mean. You're just, you know, not very fun.
And again, not fun. That's another one. All right.
Well,
We should probably go and tell Sissy that something went wrong, because Sissy wouldn't be like. Maybe creativity, yes, because Sissy's really cool. But if it's a bad house with a bad founder, then Sissy shouldn't be linked to it, actually. And there must be some accident where, like, one of her parents or something knows stuff about it, and that's why she knows stuff about it. Because it doesn't make any sense, because Sissy's really nice. So, like, why would she be having visions about the creepy, weird house?
I don't really have an answer for you.
Right. Well, we're going to go and get an answer, because we're really good at solving mysteries. And that's what we're going to do, because we just did this one, and then we're going to solve another thing, and then another thing, and then we're going to figure everything out, and then we will be done, and then we will be able to play Quidditch.
that sounds like a plan to me.
Thank you, Peeves.
Yeah, thank you.
Well,
I've got a question though.
shoot.
Do hexes work on you? Like, someone casts like Bat Boogie Charm on you or something?
No.
I think that he's lying.
What? No. No.
Can I tell if he's lying?
Make a read between the lines check.
Oh no. 7.
You can ask if he's telling the truth.
Are you
And-
lying to me right now, Peeves? I feel like they do affect you.
You can see his orange eyes just flicking about, very, very nervously. No. You've done your damage, so you can.
So
leave now.
they don't work on you. All right. So if I cast this right now,
What? No! Don't!
I'm gonna cast Bat Boogie on him.
He just helped us! Why are you doing that?
That's an 8 hit.
What have you cast on him?
Bat Boogie. It transports the target's boogers into large bats that fly out of his nose.
You just watch as these bats just fly out and he's like, oh! This is kind of fun. And then he flies forward, and his mouth extending like a python, just around one of the flying bogey bats, and just amazing! And he just starts flying around, watching these bogey bats flying around, and just
You need to leave.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm just
We
gonna...
have to get out of here.
Okay. And I just let Magnus drag me out of the...
And as you head on out of the Founder's Tower, the sound of Peeves munching and chowing down on bogey bats we're going to take a brief break then.
Okay, lovely. All right,
But
see you.
we'll be back soon. Grab
We'll-
snacks.
We'll be back soon. We'll be. Sadly, dear audience, it will be just deadly silent during the BRB screen because I didn't bring the BRB video with me. So I'm so sorry for the dead silence you're about to hear. Love you. See you in about 5 to 10 minutes. Bye. Audio again. Hearing things. Yay! Yay! Wonderful. Happy days. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Fifth House. Thank you so much for waiting. Sorry about the just pure silence. I do apologize. I will have that fixed for the finale. Don't worry. That will be the slickest, smoothest finale ever. And nothing bad's gonna happen anyway. So like,
Oh God.
We gotta have a cliffhanger for season 2. What do you mean?
Hey.
I want season 2 to just be happy, fun times and just nothing.
No, with this group.
Good. with Ed as the GM? No way. Do.
I love how we've basically started with Prisoner of Azkaban, so we just need to go back to all the Chris Columbus stuff.
Literally, yes.
For season 2, I'll just give V the knife. We'll see what happens.
Ezra chose chaos that day.
Good luck.
I want fan out of V as Kara from Undertale. That's all that I want.
Oh God.
But anyway, thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate you. Just a reminder, if you are a patron of ours, I'm sorry the Patreon has been slightly inactive lately. Just me and Hannah have both been going through it, and I am in overseas now, so I'm done with going through it. I'm on holiday now. We're good, and I'll soon be posting updates about our next campaign, which is going to be Honey Heist, which is going to be on the 20th and 27th of this month. We're going to have Vanna as the GM. It's going to be with me, Hannah, Christology, Happa Barbarian, and just some lovely friendos. And it's going to be really fun, and I'm excited. So 20th and 27th, 9 p.m. BST on normal time. Clear your calendar and watch us be criminal bears. It'll be fun. But yeah, I'm going to pass it over to our current campaign, which I think is equally as fun and lighthearted. And Ed, if you could
Sure.
just roll us into it, that would be great. Thank
Yeah,
you.
100% less bears, but let's go. So, as Dot and Magnus, you leave the Founder's Tower and head on back out of the statue of Daedalus Dowerfellow. Sissel, Ezra, and V. For expediency's sake, as you return to Professor McGonagall's office, I assume you tell her everything you know, or is there anything in particular that you're wanting to leave out?
Everything except that it's Ezra's dad.
Okay.
It's a guy, but no relation at all to Ezra.
Yeah, I want to pull McGonagall aside at some point and just ask about my dad before we throw that in there.
Okay. So, before you do so, she sits there listening to everything you have to say about the house, about Daedalus Dowerfellow, about the existence of the 5 founders. And she sits there, and as she takes everything in, she just nods. Well, I have to say you are not the first group of students that have come to me with stories of dark deeds around the school. But this is concerning. If you don't mind, Miss Anya, I will likely have a word with some friends of mine in the ministry. I think it would be good for us to look into this further. There may be some more questions. Is
I
that
don't
all right?
mind. Yeah.
Okay. Well, for now, it is late. I suggest you all go and get some rest.
Professor, it doesn't have to be now because I know there's a lot of things that just happened, but can I get a moment of your time sometime to just ask about my father, because there's things that I don't know and I want to know about, and it can be whenever it's good for you, and I know there's more pressing things at the moment.
Mr. Trill, for students, I always have time. What would you like to know?
V and I get up and we leave.
I'll catch up with you later, friends. Bye, V. Professor, so you knew him and he was a student here. Was he a good person?
It is odd question, Mr. Trill, but by all accounts, perfectly pleasant. Never caused trouble in class. Excellent Quidditch. Member of the team, Ravenclaw, much like yourself.
Yeah, I hope. Well, I hoped that I would make him proud someday. Do you know what happened to him and how he ended up missing or like what? Because I thought he's been missing for so long. I just thought he was dead, and I never really knew what happened.
Unfortunately, Mr. Trill, when students leave Hogwarts, while we try and keep in touch where we can, sometimes those we know find new lives. Sometimes they pass on. And she looks around at the various portraits that hang around the room, and you see a number of the headmasters sitting there, sleeping. And she looks back at you. But I can assure you, Ezra, while you and I have perhaps not had much interaction, I can tell you now, if you have any concerns about making your father proud, you can set those aside. One of the benefits of being headmistress is that I do have full access to all student activity within the school. Your teachers speak very highly of you. And I know, just by looking at your friends, that they think the same.
Thank you, Professor. I needed to hear that, and I appreciate it, and thank you for sharing your information about my father with me, and just thank you.
What sort of teacher would I be if I were not available to teach, Mr. Trill?
Ezra is just kind of tearing up into his notebook and just tries to catch up with his friends. Thank you so much, Professor.
So long, Ezra Trill. So, is there anything that anyone wants to do before we delve into what happens for the rest of the year?
We don't have to do like an actual conversation, but Sissel's gonna tell Shannon she told McGonagall, and that's it. Just so he knows.
Shannon just nods and, while concerned for the situation, is pleased.
Good.
So, unless there is anything that anyone is wanting to do specifically, or any conversations anyone is wanting to have, over the next few weeks, attention turns to the impending Christmas holiday, with a number of students making preparations to return home. And in the meantime, heads of houses start to check in and collect the names of those staying over the winter holidays. As they approach each of you, who is staying in Hogwarts, and is anyone headed home at all for the holidays?
What's everybody else doing? Dot will go off of that.
I'm staying.
If V's staying, Ezra would be staying too.
Magnus is staying because he doesn't know if his parents know he's not Gryffindor yet. And even if they do, that'd be a little awkward.
I'm sure Sissel does not get a choice. She's going home.
True.
Dot would be staying unless her grandma was like super duper like, come home, please. So
Your grandma is not. In fact, in a few calls that you have with her, while she says she will miss you, she does say that, I understand if you want to get used to your strange new world and your strange new home. I can survive a Christmas without you.
I don't know, because I don't know if they have It's okay if you can't afford it or anything, or if they can't afford it. I was wondering because Mom and Dad, they didn't mail me yet to ask me to come home for Christmas. So is it just that it's too expensive to like go to Australia? Is that why they didn't ask yet?
Well, I haven't heard anything in that regard, but I do have a card from them, which I will be sending to you as soon as possible.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. It's probably good if you send it because you have it.
Yes, they sent it to me in Cambridge.
Perfect, because I think when they send the owls from Australia, maybe it just doesn't get here because of the distance, because I haven't gotten one yet. But if I get a card, that's really cool. Thank you. Is there a card from you as well?
You will receive yours at Christmas time. You must be patient.
Okay, I'm going to make you a card and I'll send it from the owlery. I'm sorry, I forgot. I just didn't see any to buy.
No. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous.
Okay.
We will speak on Christmas Day, all right?
Okay.
So, within the next week, as preparations are being made, while you're having dinner in the Great Hall, there is the shrill sound of spoon tapping on glass, and Professor McGonagall stands. Students, I have an announcement to make. Over the next year, we will not be alone at Hogwarts. We will have the esteemed company of the Auras from the Ministry of Magic. No, I must ask you not to be alarmed at this news. Nothing will change. It is little more than a routine inspection of our castle and our grounds. It is nothing besides for your protection. So please go about your day-to-day, attend your classes, just please don't bother them at their work, no matter how tempting that might be. And at these words, a few of you notice a murmur rippling around the hall, and you notice a few eyes glancing in the direction of James Potter. Another brown-haired third year sat next to a blonde boy on the Slytherin table, as well as the Granger Weasley siblings on the Gryffindor table. And Professor McGonagall seems to notice this, and most importantly, stay safe. And for the rest of the school year, and she looks rather pointedly in the direction of the three individuals who came to her office. Stay out of trouble. And over the next few weeks, you notice individuals patrolling the school grounds. Auras. Magical police, you come to understand, Ezra and Dot. Their presence is constant around the grounds of the castle, concentrated mainly, you notice, within the corridor on the 7th floor, the one which leads to the Room of Requirement. And while these individuals are stern, they are not unfriendly as they go about their business. And in addition to this, it is not all foreboding. The second match of the school year takes place between Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff, and as before, almost the whole school turns up for it. And while you have seen Shannon play before, it is remarkable how good he is in action. There is a moment halfway through, almost a panic for you, Sissel, as Shannon is knocked off his broom by a bludger from one of the opposing beaters, one you recognise as Tiberius Wood. And though he quickly recovers, giving the crowd a thumbs up from the ground, which is met with a great cheer, despite this setback, Ravenclaw win the match. Though Shannon is almost immediately ushered to the infirmary by a very worried-looking Madame Abbott, and as a result he spends the next week or so sporting a sling due to a broken collarbone. And you, specifically, Sissel, notice that he is often accompanied by Tiberius, clearly feeling guilty over the whole thing, helping him with his books, despite Shannon's kind-hearted protestations. But more and more students, you notice, continue to find their ties disappearing. And while teachers are initially quick to dock house points for this lack of uniform, the faculty slowly begin to understand what is happening, and sure enough, you all start to see more of Filch limping around the school, keeping an eye out for Peeves, and more than once you see Peeves darting in front of him, holding ties that are wrapped around his arms and just going, "Oh, catch me if you can, Hunchback! Woohoo!" And just flying off through the walls as Peeves just, as Filch moves over, "Come on, my love," and just moving along with Miss Norris. And Dot, you notice that each time you come back to your dorm room, there is an increasingly fishy smell coming from Bimby's bed, and very often fish bones littered around the floor beside it. But stranger still, each morning when you wake, you find that the bones are gone, and there are fresh fish next to your cat. And the rest of the students are none too happy about this, but Bimby, as you can imagine, is delighted. And as Christmas begins to approach, considering none of you can attend Hogsmeade, Shannon comes up to each of you, his arm healing over time, and he pulls each of you aside separately, asking if you want him to purchase anything for your friends from Hogsmeade. So, Dot, is there anything in particular that you're wanting Shannon to purchase on your behalf for anyone?
Oh heck. Oh, do I have to pay him back? I'm presuming yes.
In his very Shannon-y way, he goes, "No, it's fine. You can just."
Don't worry, we have money. We come from money.
What's that like? That's so
also,
interesting.
yeah.
What's that like? That's wild. Wait, where's the sheet on the thing that tells me items? Wait, I gotta look for the items. Wait. Oh, what's the sheet? What page is it for
Control
items?
Control F.
I'm Control F in Galleons. I don't know what to search else.
It's
Cauldron?
page 40. Although it starts with apothecary, so maybe
Oh,
you don't want
no.
that.
Maybe I don't want that.
Maybe you don't want that. So let's have a look. I'm just going to gravitate towards the Weasley stuff. So,
Okay.
51 is what you're probably wanting to look for.
Okay.
And the rest of you also think about this.
Yeah, I was thinking this is homework that I didn't think I would have. Oh, jeez. Okay. I would like to get a pygmy puff for V. What's V's favorite color? V. Penguin. I got a purple pygmy puff.
Cool.
And then I would get Sissy a pair of brass scales for potions, and I would get Magnus a boxing telescope that punches whoever attempts to look through it, and I would be hand making Ezra's present.
Okay. So next up, Ezra. Shannon approaches you. What would you like to get for everyone?
It's not easy, is it? It's hard.
Sorry,
It's
I
not
know I've
easy.
literally put all of you on the spot. I'm very sorry.
It's not easy. Okay, I just saw what I wanted to get for Magnus.
Oh God. Why'd you say like that?
Because I'm scrolling. I lost my place and now I'm panicking. Is there a way that you can come back to me in a second?
Yeah, sure. Magnus, what would you like to get for everyone?
Oh, great. There's so much to look at.
There's so many. My God, Table Story really came through, huh?
There's so many.
Most difficult character decision all of you have had.
What do you
to
get
make
each other
so
for
far.
Christmas? We'll be ready next year. Next year we'll be prepared for the getting people Christmas presents thing.
True.
Wait, wait,
We will
wait,
cut
hold
to a
on.
commercial break. Have you tried Tostitos?
Please.
This green screen is pinned into the wall with like thumbtacks, and this is very unsettling to me.
Well, tell you what. While people are choosing that, seeing as you've already chosen yours,
I'm going on an
Dot,
adventure.
one morning, as you often do, rifle through the Slytherin post that sits atop the table, and in amongst all of the envelopes and letters that you see one that has writing that you've not seen in a very long time. And it is addressed to you.
I take it out of the pile.
It's a simple envelope, but it's fairly small and square. You can see a number of post stamps on it from Australia.
Yeah. Okay. Dot's very excited. Dot sits down on the couch to be super ready, and then very carefully opens the envelope as to not tear it or anything like she usually does whenever she opens anything.
Okay. So you open it up, and you see a card, and on the front of which there are a couple of emus, all of which have fairly badly photoshopped Santa Claus hats on them, just standing there in the middle of fairly large and open, quite deserty landscape.
This is accurate to how Australian Christmas cards look.
So accurate. We know. And as you open it up, there is writing inside. It simply says, Dot. Merry Christmas. Hope the spells/magic is going well. Mum and Dad. And falling out onto your lap as you open the card is just a $10 Australian bill.
I check the back of the card to see if there's any extra writing.
There's a bit of copyright.
Okay, cool.
But that's it.
I check over the envelope a little bit to see if there's any I check on the inside if there's any extra notes or anything.
It's an envelope.
Dot is a little bit upset. She's just gonna sort of look at the very plasticky $10 Australian note with just like her eyes welling up a little bit, so it starts to be a little bit blurry. And she's like thinking to herself like, no, it's okay. There's like, should be grateful. Like, what else are they gonna say? And then she's gonna take the card and put it back in the envelope, but she like is just like trying to do it right and like shoves it in way too hard and breaks the envelope because she's just trying to shove it in neatly. And then she folds it back over and like scrunches up the note and then puts it in her pocket. And then goes to check the pile to see if her grandma sent her a card.
You look and nothing at the moment, but Christmas is only a week away now. And she did promise that she would send you something. But nothing yet. But as you sit there, you look across the table and all of the students in the Great Hall around you who are currently eating breakfast. And as you sit there, you just see one looking in your direction as Vlad just pushes some eggs around his plate and, are you okay?
No, I got an early Christmas card, which is actually pretty nice if someone sends you a Christmas card and it's early, actually, right? Is that like extra nice?
I don't know. We don't really celebrate Christmas. We have Hanukkah instead, but and he reaches down into his bag and just brings out quite a large stack of envelopes, and he just goes through them and Magnus, Sissel, this is for you.
Thanks, but thank you. I just before I look at your card, because your card's gonna be really nice, so I don't want to ruin your card with my bad card. But my parents sent me a card for Christmas, and they said that they hope that my schoolwork's going well and that magic and spells and stuff are going really well. But I sent them like all the essays that I did for charms and transfiguration and history of magic, and I'm really good at writing stuff. I'm not good at doing stuff. I'm good at writing stuff, and I got really good marks on some of them. And I thought that maybe they would say what they thought of my essays or something. And now I don't know if maybe the owls lost them on the way, because those were the only copies of the essay that I had. And I thought they were really good, and I could have sent them to my grandma instead, and she would have definitely liked them. But I thought that my parents might think it was cool, because I thought maybe they just didn't understand magic stuff, because I didn't either. But I thought I could like show them what I know, and then I could teach them and we could talk about it, because they never talked to me. Sorry.
And Vlad looks quite awkward, but he just reaches over and just like taps your shoulder and then brings it back to his knee and I'm not very good at spell casting, but I'm much better at writing, and sometimes my my parents wish I was better at doing things than writing and reading. But that's what I enjoy, and you seem really good at the things that you enjoy. I'm not very good at
No, you're helping. You're helping, Vlad. You're helping. No, it's okay. I am good at the stuff I enjoy. I'm not good at stuff that people think is important, like casting spells and doing my laundry and like keeping stuff clean, but I'm good at stuff that I care about, that I think is fun. I'm really good at it. I'm sorry. I should look at your card. I'm really sorry. This is really rude of me. And I'm gonna open up the card that Vlad has got me.
It's very, very simple. As you open it up, you see that he has drawn on the front of it, and it's quite a beautiful still life drawing of, you imagine one of the plants around the front of the castle, but opening it up, it just says, "Dear Dot, Merry Christmas. I'm really happy that you're my friend. Love, Vlad." And he just sort of sits there and I'm good at writing school work, but my parents say my cards are to the point.
No, this is great. It's because it is Christmas, and because we're glad we're each other's friends. I've made you a card as well. It's back in my dorm. This is a lie. I've made you a card as well. It's back in my dorm, and mine pretty much is the same. It just says like Merry Christmas and stuff. I'll give it to you on Christmas. But it's pretty much the same, and I think it's good, and I think yours is good. So don't worry, everyone's gonna like them.
Except for Magnus, I've not had a lot of friends before, and I'm really happy that
Magnus is really picky, so if he's friends with you, that must mean that you're really cool.
Magnus is people say he's mean, but he's he was the only one who was nice to me when.
Yeah, I don't think Magnus is mean. I just think that Magnus isn't what everybody always wants him to be. And so they just call him mean because it's easy.
I just call him Magnus. Makes it easier.
Call him Magnum next time that he gets here. It's a funny nickname that me and a friend have for him. Just the one time. It's not a prank, I promise. It's real. Me and a friend have that funny nickname, and then he'll laugh, and then we can...
Oh, okay. So the rest of you. Ezra, what would you like to get everyone for Christmas?
Okay, so I want to get Sissy the book 1000 Magical Herbs and Fungi. Because I know Sissy likes apothecary. I want to get Magnus Fred Weasley's basic Blaze Box fireworks kit, because I know Magnus wants to pull pranks, and fireworks are a muggle thing, so I understand them. So I want Magnus to like me. So I'm like, well, maybe if I help with pranks, Magnus won't think I'm mean. Or Magnus won't think I think Magnus is mean. Okay. I got V a screaming yo-yo. It's just a yo-yo that screams, and I feel like V will love it. And then
I can't wait.
I got Dot a broom kit, which is a kit to deck out your broom, so Dot can have a fancy broom while playing Quidditch.
Okay. And Magnus, what would you like to get everyone?
And I sent you a Discord message just to
Oh.
double check if I could buy
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
But for
Exciting.
Sissy, I got Sissy a Jinx off kit. She can avoid being
Oh,
jinxed.
thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah.
For Ezra, I got Easy Spells to Fool Muggles book.
Oh, that's amazing.
And for V, I feel like we're really setting V up to be a terror after Christmas
no.
because I got V sticky trainers that lets her walk on walls and ceilings.
I literally got V a little pygmy puff. I don't know what you're all talking about. I was a good person.
And then for Dot, Magnus is going to pull Shannon aside and ask if Shannon will buy a broom for Dot, and he'll give Shannon some money for it because those things are kind of expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
Specifically the moon trimmer,
Okay.
which is very sleek and slim.
Okay. Sissel, what would you like to get for everyone?
For Ezra, I want to get him the brass telescope so he can see some things that aren't really there sometimes. And then I want to get binoculars for V
We have
so
to
that
make
she
sure we
can
don't
see
mess
everything
up
with
the
Quidditch.
telescopes because I got a punching telescope and you got a real one, so we have to make sure we don't mix these up.
Never been this excited for Christmas ever.
Yeah, V's getting binoculars so that she can, watching Quidditch, be like, yes. Or, watch everybody else. That's fine too. I actually got sticky trainers for Dot because I thought that Dot like it. So they're gonna spider wall together.
The proper like Blues Brothers style, just across the ceiling.
And I actually got for Magnus, I got him Twilight Moonbeams, which is a love potion so that to go toward our chaos.
I thought about
Amazing.
doing that. I was very tempted to do that as well. That's good.
I was like, yes.
Yes,
Oh, don't
another.
worry. Shannon's like, why do you need to get that from Mac? Don't worry about it.
Really?
Worry about it.
Don't worry. It's not your business.
And V, what would you like to get for everyone?
So what I wanted to do was like write every single person a letter about things I like about them, and then a drawing on the back, and then like crumple the letter over like some monies, like some galleons or a galleon.
Wait, how
I
many
don't know how
one
rich I am.
galleon? I gotta write this down. This is important for me. How many galleons?
How much money do I have? I don't.
It
Is that
should
what it
be
is?
in your
It's on
notes somewhere.
Shannon as well.
I cannot find it.
Yeah, it's Shannon's money,
Imagine,
actually.
imagine Shannon's like, B, what do you want
Can
me to
you
buy
wrap
for
up
this?
some money for me?
It's
I'm
on
gonna
the
give you
Anya
all
family.
Money, letters, and drawings. That's for me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can. Yeah, no, that's okay. I can. You just want me to get you some money?
A galleon each.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
rich.
Just take my money and I'm gonna you can give me the money if you want, because then they could buy everything because I know some people, and maybe extra money for Doc because she's more poor.
Okay.
But so that she has more money, so that her cat doesn't die out of starving.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
So I get 2 galleons?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, in addition to all of that, can everyone, over the course of this time, can everyone roll for their classes? So if everyone rolls 2d6 plus mind for me, please.
Sweet.
All right, show off. Okay. Never mind. What?
All right, show up. Come on.
It's the worst?
No, Ezra got the
Oh,
worst.
okay.
Okay,
no.
so
Listen, I'm stressed.
Wait, you have to roll for Vlad too, remember? So it's even for Slytherin.
Oh yeah.
yes. Check out Vlad. Okay.
Yes.
So, let me just tally that all up. So, Ezra, unfortunately, you are distracted by primarily the news that Sissel gave you, and the next few weeks are. Your mind is predominantly on that, and you find your attention wavering in classes, and as a result, you lose 5 points for Ravenclaw. The rest of you, with the exception of Sissel and Dot, you get +5. Sorry, I'm making a note of this so that we
Okay.
can add it to the final scores.
What did Vlad get? Did he get +5 as well?
No, Vlad got +10.
That's right. My boy.
So wait, so it's 5 taken away for Ezra and then 5 put back on because of V. And then 5
Then
for Slytherin
5
because
for
of
Magnus,
Magnus. Okay.
Then +10 for Dot, plus 10 for Sissel, and +10 for Vlad. Okay, and then you can also choose one of the following. You can choose clubs, you can choose a job, create potions, social activities, spellcasting, or studying. So we'll go in reverse alphabetical order. V, what would you like to do out of all of those?
Maybe clubs.
Clubs, okay, so if you can make a soul roll for me, please.
Well, I haven't rolled much in this.
7. Okay, so you get to learn a secret from one of the people on your relationship list. Who would you like to choose?
Magnus.
Oh God.
He also plays there.
We just go down the list of instruments. You probably, whenever Gryffindor is practicing for Quidditch and he's not hanging out with you guys, he probably does go secretly to watch his brother. And like, you can see him looking for his brother a lot, even though he says that he doesn't like Ian at all.
Okay. Sissel, what would you like to choose? Clubs, jobs, potions, activities, spellcasting, or studying?
Let's do a potion.
Potions? Okay, so if you can make a mind roll for me, please.
What potion are you trying to make?
I don't know yet. I'm looking at the list.
Oh, okay.
I'll figure it out here in a second.
Ooh.
Can I only do ones that are your 1?
No, but you do take -1 for anything above your year.
Never mind. It's gonna be
Yeah.
fail. So let's do. You know what? Let's just do a forgetfulness potion.
Forgetfulness potion.
Have
Okay.
that in my pocket.
So you spend the next few weeks toiling away at that, taking a few ingredients from Professor Young's class and creating a small vial of forgetfulness potion for yourself. Magnus, do you have anything you'd like to do?
Practice Quidditch? Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, sure. I'd say let's make that a clubs thing.
Okay.
So if you make a soul roll for me.
Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not that bad.
So you do get markedly better at Quidditch over the next few weeks, and in addition to that, you also get to learn a secret about someone on your relationship list.
Throwing it back at V. I want a V secret.
Okay, fine. I have a crush on Hagrid.
I can't keep defending this.
No. No.
He's just
I
so
take it
big
back.
and nice.
I take it
and
back.
He's
I
in
want
the
a secret
forest,
about
and
someone else.
I love him. I love Hagrid. I don't really like people,
Could we
but
have
I
that
like
forgetfulness potion sent Magnus's way now, please?
We all share it.
Magnus comes up to me. He's like, "Cicely, you got this thing." Yeah.
Next session, Magnus is gonna be so out of it. They're gonna be like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "Nothing. Don't worry about it."
You don't know what I know.
Such detail.
So tall.
So about
So, Ezra, is there anything that you would like to do?
Studying. I think Ezra needs to start putting their head in the books and
Okay.
and distract themselves by learning.
Okay, so if you can make a mind roll for me. Nice. So, you get a +1 to your next. Hang on. Any one of these rolls. So basically, anytime you take a class, anytime you roll on the
Oh,
clubs
nice.
or anything, you get +1.
Okay, awesome.
But you find yourself focusing on your schoolwork, especially as you feel yourself start to wane a little bit over the next few weeks. But with a renewed vigor, you dedicate yourself to your studies, which brings us finally to Dot. Is there anything that you would like to do over the next few weeks?
Yes, I'd like to do social activities, please.
Okay, sure thing. So, if you make a heart roll for me, please.
This is my weakest one. Let's go, team.
I believe in you.
Yay!
Oh my god, okay, so you get a +1 forward to your read between the lines move for this session and the next one.
Okay.
So, as you all sort of become more and more accustomed to Hogwarts as the weeks go on, and as Magnus, you observe your brother practicing Quidditch, and as V, you have very, very worrying fantasies as you see the gamekeeper walking across the grounds of Hogwarts. And Dot, as you get to know more of the students, Rose and Danny especially, they hang out with you, especially in regards to your Quidditching. Rose is particularly enamored by this. But eventually Christmas comes. And Sissel, you and Shannon head back. Before Shannon leaves, though, however, Dot, he pulls you aside and just says, I hope you don't mind. I got you a thing. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I managed to call in a favor with Tibbs' dad. That's an official Puddlemere United one. They're one of the oldest teams in the Quidditch League, but I hope you like it. So Merry Christmas.
Thank you. What is he handing me, sorry?
Just a parcel at the moment.
Okay.
But you don't have to open it now. But I'll hopefully hope you like it. But we'll see you all after the Christmas break. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I didn't get you anything, but I made you a card.
Is that the truth?
No, I want to make you a card. I just keep forgetting.
It's okay, honestly. It's absolutely fine. But we'll see you when we get back, and have a good Christmas.
Thank you.
So eventually, Sissel and Shannon, you both head home, and you spend Christmas with your family, while the rest of you find yourself spending the very, very snowy Christmas days and nights around the grounds of Hogwarts. And Magnus, Ian says goodbye to you before this, because he is going to spend Christmas with the Potter family. And he just sort of comes over to you and gives you a gift, and just, that's for you to open on Christmas. But hope you have a nice time, and I'll see you in the new year.
No, actually, you're not leaving like that. You're not gonna get all this good karma with Mom and Dad for going to the Potters for Christmas. So, if Mom and Dad ask, I went with you.
Well, Mum and Dad actually don't know. They think I'm staying here.
So now I have to cover for you.
You don't have to do anything. If they ask, I won't tell a lie, but...
Right. Well, enjoy your holiday with the Scourge of the Earth.
Well, thank you.
James.
very
Yeah, you're
much.
welcome. I bet it'll be a pleasant holiday. So much annoyance in one room. Sorry.
Well, anyway, I hope you like your present, but
I didn't get you anything. I apologize.
you don't
Not
need to
really
apologize.
used to doing this.
That's fine. Consider that a correction of one of your mistakes. You'll see what I mean when you open it on Christmas.
My mistake.
Your mistakes,
You
I'm going to leave it there. I've got to go because otherwise they're going to leave
You
without
should
me.
probably leave, or the good Christmas spirit is going to leave me too.
Okay, sure. Well, okay. I'll
Have a
see you
good
around.
holiday.
Yeah, you too. Oh, okay. Bye.
Bye.
And eventually, Christmas Day comes around. And Sissel, as you sit at home in your lovely open living room with a roaring fireplace. The rest of you, do you want to congregate in the Ravenclaw common room or the Slytherin one? It's entirely up to you.
I feel like the Ravenclaw one is just cozier.
True.
That's me though.
It's not like wet.
Yeah, it's like damp. You know what I'm saying? Very damp vibes.
So, Vlad asks if he can join you, and as you all head up to the Ravenclaw common room and you sit around underneath the large Christmas tree that sits at the center, you exchange presents and you open them. The presents from one another, and Dot, especially the present from Agnes, which is quite expensive and quite something. You all pass around these presents, both large and small.
Ezra's present is a phone case that's decorated to look like a Hot Cheetos packet, by the way.
What? Oh, that's so cool. So cool.
And Vlad, as he's sitting on the floor, passes round a couple of presents, and you'll have to give Sissels hers when she gets back. But here are your presents. And passing them around, and as you open them, you see that he has got you all leather-bound, matching notebooks. Blue for Ravenclaw and green for Slytherin. And he just goes, I got a blue one for Sissel, because I know even though she wasn't technically sorted, she's I think Ravenclaw suits her, so.
Yeah, I think so too. That's where her family is, and her family are really nice, and Sissy's really nice, so you're right.
Well, happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas, everyone.
Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy holidays, bud.
So, in terms of the rest of the day, V, you receive a card from your family. And opening it up, you see inside is written the message. Violet, Merry Christmas. We've been receiving your grades, courtesy of Professor Flitwick, and we're very impressed. You're doing very well. We're proud. Included are some presents that might help in the coming year. We look forward to hearing more about your progress when you're back with us over the summer. Enclosed are 5 galleons. Sincerely, Mother and Father. And you see that the presents that they have sent over are fairly simple and plain notebooks, all blank, all lined. But as you pick them up, you notice that there is one other present for you underneath the tree. It's wrapped very, very roughly in what looks to be old sweet wrappers and frayed string. And as you open it up, you see something inside that Ezra has been keeping from you for a very long time. A very sharp and a very shiny knife. And inside there is the note.
Don't pull this out near Ezra. He might notice something missing. Merry Xmas to my friend.
The knife!
No! And Magnus, you open your present from Ian, and inside there are a couple of love potions with a note so you can do it promptly this time. And you also notice in amongst your presents a card from your family.
From my family. Well, I feel like I'm a little confused with the love potions because I'm like, Ian knows we were trying to get him and Shannon to whatever. I'm gonna pick up the card, and unlike last time, I will read this one immediately.
So you see the familiar writing of your mother, and inside is simply written the following. Dear Magnus, we have an apology to make, or rather Ian does, though we understand he has already done so. His behavior was unacceptable, but for our part, I'm sorry for any hurt we might have caused you.
Of course, we hoped you might follow your brother into Gryffindor, but Magnus, no matter where you were placed, we would have been happy for you. I don't know if you believe that, but it's true. And I don't know if you'll remember, but when you were young, I used to read to you books in bed every night, and it would be my favorite part of the day. And then one day, I walked in and I saw, so excited to read the next chapter, were you, that you had started to read for yourself. And though I was sad to lose that precious time with you, I cannot describe how proud I was. That I know you've often considered yourself different, even apart from the family, but Lord knows we, and yes, Ian too, have perhaps not made that any easier. But being placed in Slytherin, I hope it doesn't lead you to believe that you are any less a part of this family, because our blood is more than house colours. It's your brain, it's your soul, and it is your big and beautiful heart. You are our son, just as much as Ian is, and we love you. And we are so excited to see what you bring to Slytherin and Hogwarts over the next 7 years. Merry Christmas, Mum and Dad.
Magnus is like openly crying in front of everyone.
Do you want a hug, or do you want to talk about it? Or
Do you guys mind if we have a big hug right now?
yeah,
You wanna? You want a hug?
the big hug right now.
Okay,
And I
okay.
go in to hug Magnus and give him a big squeeze.
I hope you can feel mine from Ireland.
I grab V and we're just piling in.
Never
Just
had
kind
a
of-
group hug.
Squeezing you doubly as hard, so it's like Sissy's here as well.
I'm really thankful to have met all of you. You made this year a lot easier.
Me too. You made this year what it was for me. Not even just easier. Like you made it. Like I can't imagine being here without all of you. So
Yeah, you guys are my best friends.
Magnus, I know sometimes we don't see eye to eye, and I want to let you know that you are a great person. I never wanted you to think that I think you're mean. I look up to how confident and brave you are, and I just hope one day I can be like you, and I'm proud to call you my friend.
1 second, I'm biting my tongue. What I want to say immediately. Thank you, Ezra. I know what you're trying to say. And I know how it come off, but thank you.
I just want you to know that I think you are very strong, and I'm so glad that we're friends. And
You guys
I
are
know
friends now?
I know I could be a little over emotional. I know that's something about me, and if I'm ever making you uncomfortable, you can tell me, but I'm happy to get to know you over this year.
Dot is very intimidated by how well she thinks Ezra articulated all of that. So Dot is being very quiet.
If I may take you up on that, telling you when I'm uncomfortable.
Yes.
The hug may have gone on for a little too long now.
Oh,
I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything, but you all kind of smell like pumpkin.
I just everyone had such cozy sweaters, and it was nice, and okay, I'll be over here.
Over in Ireland, back at home, Cecil, your family sit around the Christmas tree, decorations around your familiar family home. And in amongst the stockings and the presents and the magical decorations that occasionally sing out on the tree, Shannon taps you on the shoulder and just hands you a gift.
Merry Christmas.
I open it right now.
Inside, you see a very rough leather-bound book, and it is From Seed to Sprout by one Professor Sprout. And as you open up the inside cover, you see that it says, "Dear Sissel, best of luck with everything, Pomona Sprout." And he just looks at you and, turns out there are some benefits to being super into herbology, so you can...
Shannon, this is the coolest present ever!
I mean, cool for us, I think, but
That's all that matters.
seriously, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. I don't have anything as cool as that.
It's okay, that's fine.
Oh, thank you. She can't like stop staring at it. She's like, I'm such a big fan.
And Ezra, you also received a gift from your mother. As you sit at the Christmas tree and you pull out what you assume has been carried over by one of the owls. It's a simple box, and as you open it up, the wrapping, you see inside a patch. A sewn-on patch that has clearly been untethered from an item of clothing. And it is an old Ravenclaw patch. And inside is just a note that says, "I didn't want to send it until you were sorted, just in case you found a home somewhere else, but Christmas seems as good a time as any. This was your dad's, and I'm sure he would want you to have it. I love you, Ezra. Merry Christmas. Mom."
Ezra's also openly weeping in the room, but not for the most wholesome reasons.
Ezra, do you also want a big hug?
Yes, I could use a big hug, and I kind of look up over at V, who knows what's happening, and I feel like Ezra is torn because it is such a thoughtful and wonderful gift from his mom, but knowing about his dad, and then also knowing that eventually I'm gonna have to tell my mom what I know, Ezra just needs his friends.
And finally, Dot. You open up your presents, one from your grandmother and the other from Shannon. Which do you want to open first?
Wait, one from my grandma, one from Shannon?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna open one from my grandma first.
Okay. So, inside, you see what looks to be a robe at first, but as you bring it out, you see that it is not just a robe, but it is a Quidditch robe.
What?
And you see that embroidered on the back in Slytherin colours is your name. And inside is a note that just says, I don't know what the etiquette is at Hogwarts, especially when it comes to 11-year-olds flying around on brooms, which is a concept I'm still not entirely sure I understand, but the shop owner assured me that this is what you all wear, so Merry Christmas to the best granddaughter I could ask for. Additionally, I was clearing out the attic recently, and I found this. I hope you enjoy. And attached to the note with a pin, you see a photo. A very old photo with a much, much younger Dot in it, still with very large glasses, but to either side of her, as she holds a koala, there are two quite tall and tanned individuals. Your mum and your dad. Your mum wearing large, thick-rimmed glasses with long brown hair tied back.
Feeling fine. Feeling fine. Dot's gonna like tuck away the picture of her parents so it's like the friends don't see it. Guys, look at the robe my grandma made me. She didn't make the whole robe. She bought it, but she got my name on the back. Look, I'm gonna show it to everybody.
Wait, Dot, that's so cool. What?
Yeah, it's for when
and
I'm
you-
the seeker.
Oh, and then we can find Dot super easy because the name's back there.
Yeah, and I have binoculars.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Also, oh boy. So I have this, and I have the broom because of Magnus, and then I can like wear this on the broom. This is super cool. Wait, I have one from Shannon as well. I'm gonna open this one as well. Sorry everybody. I think I'm allergic to something in the Ravenclaw room. I think it's really dusty in here. Okay. I'm gonna open Shannon's present.
So you open it up, unfurling the wrapping paper from this fairly small yet very spherical present. And as you do so, an item falls into the palm of your hand. A small golden metal ball. It's quite old, quite battered by the looks of it, but as it falls into your hand, feather-like wings just spread out of it and softly move up and down.
Wait. This isn't... Wait. Is this a fake one or is this a real one? And I'm like saying that to like the friends, just the general vicinity of people.
Well, I think a real one would have just taken off and...
Maybe it's tired.
What is it?
It's a snitch. It's so in Quidditch, remember when the seeker, the runner I'm gonna be, they have to chase this around, and if you catch it, the game ends and you get 250 points, you get a bunch of points, and then basically you can like win the game for everybody. And yeah, and
So if you play, you could just have it in your pocket and then say you caught it and win everything.
no, that's cheating. I'm not gonna do that. I don't need to cheat, V. Why would I cheat? I don't need to cheat.
You're good. I would.
That's a
have to,
crime, V.
Yeah,
we
but
can't
I
do
have
crimes.
More to do. Okay.
Well, it's not about it being a crime. It's about that I can do it myself anyway. So.
Yeah.
True.
Yes, you can. But I would need to. So maybe you let me borrow that if I ever want to
Yeah, you can. We shouldn't.
try out.
This is like an old snitch. 'Cause it's like a tired snitch. So like, what should we name it?
Oh.
What do you want to name it?
We can name it?
Yeah, you can name it. Everybody, we get to vote on the name. What do you want to name it?
Ezra's mind just immediately goes, Hubert.
Hubert. Okay, so that's Ezra's suggestion. I'm gonna make up a suggestion for Sissy. Suggestion for Sissy idea is gonna be, what's a leprechaun name? What's an Irish name? Okay.
Oh, Shannon. Wow, where did that come from?
Okay, we're gonna maybe name it Shannon, maybe, like after Shannon, because Shannon got it. So that's Sissy's idea. Good idea, Sissy. Magnus, what's your name idea for the snitch?
What about Reuben Evergreen?
Reuben Evergreen.
Or Grove Borealis? Or Badger Striker?
Wait, I like Badger Striker. Can that?
Okay, that's
Jeremiah Box. Curtis Tadpole.
Are you writing a book, Magnus? Are you making these character name books? Are you writing a fan
You
fiction?
asked for names. You asked
You're
for
just being
names,
very
and I
quick
told
with
you.
them. You're just very good at thinking of names on the spot. That's all that I'm saying. You got a very creative mind. I thought maybe you were writing a book and there are characters from your book.
Ari Foxglove.
Okay, Audie Foxglove. V, what's your idea?
A Piper Buns.
Piper Buns?
Yeah.
Is that a
Okay.
name?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's V's. It's the choice to be.
See, Magnus, this is why I say you're medium mean. I took all my cells to think of that in my head. And look what you say. I like Piper Buns.
Okay, I'm gonna
Piper
think on
Buns
the
is
names.
great.
I'm gonna think on
You
the
said
names.
Orleus, Blorly, Lairless, all these weird words. No one could say those things. Evergreen? Come on.
Coyote.
Okay, the snitch has been put away, everybody.
Let's name it ayahuasca.
We're gonna have dessert now. The snitch has been put away. I'm gonna think on which name is the best one.
Okay.
We have to write to Sissy and tell her thank you. We should write Sissy a letter right now, actually, immediately. Come here. I'm gonna grab a bit of paper and a quill, and I'm gonna write my bit of the letter to Sissy, and then I'm gonna pass it to Ezra so that he can write his part of the letter to Sissy.
So as you sit in the Ravenclaw common room, passing around this piece of parchment and looking forward to welcoming in a brand new year, the halls of Hogwarts are quiet. as night
Damn it,
falls
Ed.
once more upon the castle. Ghosts float about the corridors silently in mourning for the missing house ghosts. And in the hospital wing, Madame Abbott prepares 2 cups of tea as she waits for her husband. And Professor McGonagall sits within her office, deep in discussion with an old student she has not spoken with in a very, very long time. And as ever, along with the other auras that are currently patrolling the school, Argus Filch prowls the castle, his impossibly old frame accompanied by his equally ancient feline companion. And on the edge of the Forbidden Forest, a lonely figure stands, a large crossbow resting over his burly arms. And a voice comes from behind. Good evening, Hagrid. Oh, good evening, Neville. Another night in the woods. It appears so. Since the incident with the children. Figured they saw in the woods what you told the faculty about the centers. I can't put my finger on it, but something's off. In there. Fair enough. You staying long? No, not this time. Hannah's waiting for me. It's been a busy term. Haven't seen as much of one another as I'd like. In that case, let's not keep her waiting. After you. And making his way forward, Hagrid leads the way, Professor Longbottom not far behind, as they step through the boundaries of the Forbidden Forest, and they disappear into the undergrowth. They are walking for some time, striding through the trees and the snow and the wilderness, mist hanging around them. Hagrid trains his crossbow dead ahead, while Professor Longbottom keeps his wand leveled in front of him, a light guiding their way forward. And after almost an hour of walking in silence, suddenly Hagrid raises a hand and they stop. He's heard something. Gesturing to Professor Longbottom, they nod at one another and split off. As the professor disappears into the undergrowth, Hagrid creeps forward. He heard footsteps. He is sure of it. And creeping forwards, a clearing comes into view. And at first it looks almost as though it is empty, but then he sees, knelt in the middle of the clearing, a figure, bending down to the ground and placing their hand deep into the earth. And steadying himself, Hagrid moves forward. Who are you? What are you doing out there? And the figure doesn't move, but continues plunging their hand deep into the ground. Don't make any sudden moves. Answer the question. I'm looking for something. Something that'll hurt the students. And the figure just turns. And plunging their hand deep into the earth, grabs a hold of something. And begins to stand. And they stand there, opposite Hagrid, the two of them immovable. The thing they hold in their hand is covered in grime and dirt and earth, but Hagrid sees the sign upon its surface. A triangle, and inside it a circle and a vertical line. The figure stands there and pockets the resurrection stone before a voice comes from behind him. Step away from the professor and put your hands in the air. The figure turns and sees Professor Longbottom standing there, wand drawn. I used to be an aura. Drop your wand. Don't think I won't use mine. Drop your wand and tell us what you want. And the figure stands silent between the two of them. Drop your wand. Neville. He's got the stone. Drop your wand. Don't make me do this. Drop your... And suddenly the figure raises his wand. And green light fills the clearing. And that is where we are going to end this week's session. For tomorrow...
What?
And we will pick up again next week with our finale.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up.
V's boyfriend's gonna die.
Don't say that.
So we'll see what happens next week.
I might just be on a beloved character. Just kill him for you.
You're
Remember
fired.
Kill me. Kill Magnus. Don't kill Neville. Kill me.
Magnus
Please.
jumps out of the
Kill
forest.
me.
So remember Nathan, for
Freaking
you,
nosy
we were having
11-year-old.
fun about that. That was
Oh,
good
no,
fun.
fun.
Remember when we were laughing about that?
Hannah's up there with tea. She already made the tea.
I
Neville doesn't come
swear.
back.
When he was like, yeah, we gotta make this a quick trip. My wife's there. I haven't seen her. I sure do miss my wife I haven't seen. I was like, he's dead. This man's dead. She's a dead man.
Remind us why we have
Hey,
Ed
1
and not
week to
something else.
retirement.
Yeah, what's that about?
Can we replace our GM?
I'm gonna call Blue
See-
Jay really quickly.
Yeah,
Hold
before
on.
the next episode, please.
The green
That's
light
fair.
was
No,
actually a
that's fair.
glow stick. And then
Yes, it's a
suddenly
rave.
it became a
Better be.
rave.
The
Just
Patronus
Big
is
claws.
a
Darude
monster.
Sandstorm starts playing and they're like,
Du-du-du-du-du.
Can whoever set the fire to Ed's apartment do it again?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Do you remember when Harley hit us all up and was like, hey, do you want to go on a fun, like, wizarding adventure? And we could just do magic.
It has been
first year.
trauma.
It'll be light. It'll be easy. You know, we'll have a good
It'll be fun
time.
nostalgia. It'll be fun nostalgia trip. That'd be fun. A beloved series. Yeah, that'd be fun. Jesus Christ. Well,
Just trauma for 5
One.
episodes.
Ed,
Year 1.
You
literally
can't
year
kill
one.
another student in front of Hagrid. We already had to live through that once, kind of.
kind
Yeah.
of.
It's
Wow.
year 1.
Thank you, though, Ed, for a lovely episode.
Yeah, thanks, Ed.
I'm sorry, I feel really bad now. I'm sorry.
No, you shouldn't.
No, it's
If
great.
you'd all love to scream
It's
about how
great.
good the episode was, please use appropriate spoiler tags and do so in the Discord and tell Ed how
Yeah.
great he is.
True. Spoiler
Um,
tag it, please.
spoiler
Or
tag
just
that.
shout
Yes.
at me.
Yeah,
That's
just shout
fine
at Ed.
too.
He
That's
deserves it, honestly.
I already did.
Yeah. But thank you all so much for a wonderful episode. Unfortunately, we have to speed around the outro because two of us
Yes.
have to skedaddle really quickly. So I'm not going to introduce who everyone is. If you don't know, that's a personal problem and you have bad taste. You should know all of these people. They're fantastic. I said what I said. We will be back on Saturday at 9 p.m. BST, right? Normal time and everything for that one. Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll be doing that, and it'll be lovely and fun, and nothing's gonna go wrong. I'm gonna find someone lovely for us to raid. But thank you again, everybody, for coming by. I hope you had the most wonderful time. I sure did.
We sure did.
I sure did.
That was fun time.
Yay. I'm
all
gonna
my
raid the
Christmas
lovely Nega Oryx.
Oh, nice.
Because I am logged into the Stories Told account and can't see my following list. But Negs is on my recommended, and as she should be, to be honest, she's fantastic. But I hope you'll have a lovely day. We will be in the Discord if you need us, and I hope we will see you next week. And it'll be great and fun and not at all terrifying. It'll be really
The
great.
finale.
Finale.
Yay.
Season 1 finale. Woo!
Bye, guys.
Hey, but you don't
Can't
have
go
to wait
wrong.
that long. It's only
Guys,
4 days
True.
now.
It's only 4 days.
Oh, true.
All right. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
I hit the rate button.